Welcome, everybody, and happy Equinox to you. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and it is Saturday Night Alive for you, the Global Peace Tribe. And it's a really beautiful, special show. It's March 20th, so it's the equinox all around the world. I want to acknowledge those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. It is the first day of spring. And want to acknowledge those of you down under, and we have a lot of friends who watch us from Australia, New Zealand, South America, and of course, for you, it's autumn. So it's the changing of the season. And Deborah, my partner, has put together an incredible show. She's going to tell you all about that in a moment. But we want to extend a special invitation to those of you watching on Facebook. Thousands of you right now watching on Facebook, probably many of you watching on Unify. And we want to invite you, come on into our Zoom room. What's nice about being in a Zoom room is you can chat more easily with us and we can see what you have to say, see your comments. And it's really easy. All you got to do is register, and it only takes a minute. Go to www.globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com. And it takes literally a minute to register, and then boom, you're in the Zoom room with us. Also, what's good is we then, of course, receive your email address. Only we keep it, nobody else gets it. But we do send out an email on Monday. Deborah sends out an email that's got the replay of tonight's show and also how to access all, I think tonight is our 50th show, all previous shows that we've done. And each show has been amazing and each show has been wonderful. So don't binge on Netflix, binge on the Global Peace Tribe and Saturday Night Alive. So please want to invite you to do that. Also really want to thank our executive producer, Jay Mayer, who really does so much to make this show happen, and his wonderful partner, an associate producer, Jan Kaplan. Thank you, Jay and Jan. You'll be seeing them and meeting them a little bit later in the show. We also want to thank tonight is the first time we're being sponsored by Tom Palladino and the Scalar Light Program, and you're going to learn all about that. Those are the people in the early Zoom room. Got a chance to meet Tom, hear a little bit about the remarkable experience that he's providing to people to help us to restore our health. So, and it's a wonderful offer. You're going to hear more about that. He's giving a free 30 days to any of you watching to experience how scalar light can change your life. And it's the real deal. That's why we've got him on tonight. So it's a special show, great presenters, great music. The music is going to be amazing. And to tell you all about it, the woman who put tonight's show together, my producing partner and my co-host, here's Deborah Juicy.
Thank you, Scott, and welcome everyone to what is our 50th show that we've produced every Saturday night since the lockdown, April 2020, during these highly challenging but very evolutionary times. We have one more show for the winter season, and we are launching season 5, Time to Thrive, which is going to be April through June. And again, thank you so much for your donations when you register for the Zoom link. Thank you for the donations in GoFundMe. This really helps us produce a really quality show for you and gives us the juju to go ahead and do a whole new season. So thank you so much. It really makes a difference. And tonight is going to be a very special show again. March 20th, we are celebrating Equinox. We are celebrating activating the optimum timeline for you and the new Earth. So during the potent portals like solstice and equinox, our shows have always been some of the most powerful because together as a global community, we can come together and activate outcomes with positive prayers and intention to set in motion manifesting the most positive outcomes for our lives and our world. And today we're celebrating the equinox, which is spring in the northern hemisphere and fall in the southern. So this is a very potent time to activate our personal and collective positive shifts as we journey into the next upcoming cycle. And this is true now more than ever before. Humanity and our entire world has and is still going through a very challenging collective dark night of the soul, which is inspiring revelations, major life reevaluation, deep healing, and ideally radical evolutionary shifts. So with this equinox, there are rays of hope coming in that this dark night may be shifting and moving towards levels of completion, and a new earth is birthing. And always, we have the choice on how to integrate all that we've learned and experienced from our past and to choose the most optimum timeline for the future. We do have the power of choice in manifestation of which timelines to follow, meaning those pathways of desired outcomes. So we dedicate this show to utilizing the power of our collective to activate the most positive and optimum timeline for us and the new world. And we've got some amazing luminaries, teachers, and all of them are actually my teachers that really share us new levels of consciousness and quantum consciousness in the new paradigm. So I am so happy to present to you now, one of our prominent luminaries is Neale Donald Walsch. He's a modern day spiritual messenger, and he's best known for the consciousness breakthrough book, Conversations with God. Thank you, Neale, for being with us tonight.
Well, it's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Yes. And we have Sandra Walter. She is a very experienced ascension teacher and guide and way shower in service to the shift in consciousness on Mama Gaia. Thank you, Sandra, for being with us.
Blessings, everyone. Happy Equinox.
And we have Sheila Gillette, who is a channel for the wisdom teachings of 12 archangels, collectively known as Theo, with her partner, Marcus Gillette. Together with her husband, Marcus, they founded Theo Group, which is designed to guide humanity through this unprecedented shift to a higher state of consciousness. Welcome you both.
Thank you, Deborah. It's nice to be here with you all.
Thank you, Deborah. We're honored. Happy Equinox to everybody.
And we're also happy to have Shakina and Sananda, and they are here to bring forth wisdom teachings from ancient spiritual science that prepares the physical body to harness enlightenment and liberation. They are twin ray couple, and we're so happy to have you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Blessings and happy Equinox, everyone.
Thank you, beloveds. Blessings to all. We're so happy to be with all these beautiful.
And we're so happy to have Tom Palladino, who is a researcher, humanitarian, who has brought through the scalar energy healing. He is our sponsor for tonight. You heard him recently on the pre-show, and we're going to be able to hear a lot more from him. And he has offered us a 30-day trial of scalar healing. So you're going to hear more about that. And we have incredible musicians, some of our favorites. Kristen Hoffman, who is a Juilliard-trained singer-songwriter, musician with extraordinary artistic range. And tonight she's going to lead us in a very special and deep Equinox musical sacred journey. Welcome, Kristen. And we have Cornflower, one of our favorites. He is an incredible vocalist, live looper, beatboxer who channels his music deep from his soul and directly from universal spirit. And we have Ray Jupiter, is a singer-songwriter, recently won the Global Peace Song Award for her song Sanctuary. And for our Equinox ceremony, we have the amazing Guinevere Bridge, who is an ordained minister, psychic medium, and clairvoyant with 35 years specializing in ritual and ceremony theater.
Hello.
She will be coming forward as Persephone. And especially I want to acknowledge our sponsor, Tom Palladino, with Scalar Light Healing Energy. Part of what's going on in birthing into the new world is finally being able to experience the new healing technologies that are available now and experiencing quantum healing, and a lot which have been blocked during our last cycle. But we are now going into a new cycle where these new paradigm healing technologies are available, and one of them is scalar light healing. Tom gave us a lot of incredible, valuable information on our pre-show. He's got a lot more wisdom to share. And again, he's giving away a 30-day free trial of the Scalar Healing Light. We're going to be posting that link in the chat room so you can check it out. And so that's our amazing show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you, Deborah, for putting together such an incredible show. And we love to start with music. And boy, am I grateful that our beloved Cornflower is with us. He has become absolutely one of our most popular, not just musicians, one of the most popular people on Saturday Night Live. We got a lot of people saying, when's Cornflower coming back? Or, oh my God, I love Cornflower. So many of you are familiar with him, but any of you that aren't, he is a genre-bending vocalist, live looper, and beatboxer. And Cornflower's music is a fusion of organic a cappella soul-tronica. Let's say that again, organic a cappella soul-tronica. I love it. I love you, Cornflower. His sound emerges from the moment that we kind of wanted to connect to our soul, and he does that for us. So his voice calls upon us. So as you listen, drop deep into presence. He's going to be utilizing modern mantra-like lyrics upon a landscape of vocal loops. And you'll notice it builds layers of harmony and groove. Truly a sonic tapestry that's going to take us into a beautiful state. And he is starting and ending our show tonight. We're starting and ending with Cornflower. So brother, thank you for being with us. Take it away.
True honor to be here. Blessed equinox to everyone. This first song is called Awaken.
time the sun shines down on us, we receive the language of love. All the love, yeah, in the world, realizing itself awakened. All the love in the world, realizing itself awakened. All the love in the world, realizing itself awakened. All the love in the world, realizing itself awakened. Awaken, awaken,
Wow. What an amazing way to start this show, beloved Brother Cornflower. Wow. We're going to get a musical journey from Cornflower at the end of the show, but also want to let you know that he provides a lot. And go to cornflowermusic.com. cornflowermusic.com, and that's where there's all sorts of wonderful things waiting for you. News, updates, examples of his music, all about what's going on with him. He's always got a lot going on. And listen, cornflower merchandise. I mean, you know, listen, we got to get our cornflower trucker hat. So Cornflower, love you so much. And thank you for getting us off just the best possible start. Thank you.
It's an honor.
And to introduce our first presenter, here's Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. And that's why we love Cornflower. He sets the bar high, high vibration, and the show's just going to go up from here. And I'm so happy to begin our show with an incredible luminary who's really been with us for a long time. Neil Donald Walsh is a modern day spiritual messenger whose words continue to touch the world in profound ways. He's written 29 books on spirituality. One of the first books that touched me was Conversations with God. I remember going to Mexico and I picked up that book and I couldn't put it down. It was such a voice to my heart and soul. It was incredible. And he's continued since that time to write numerous books, and including Communing with God, The New Revelations, Friendship with God, and he's got a new book coming out as well that he just released. So Neil, we're so happy to have you with us on this very special day of the equinox, the beginning of this important show, to share with you your wisdom, your heart, your love. Thank you so much for being with us.
You're very kind, Deborah. Thank you for that very sweet introduction. I don't know how much wisdom I have to share with you. I seem to be short on wisdom. I don't pretend to be a merchant of wisdom, but I have had the opportunity to share some of the messages that have been given to me from that source that we are all familiar with, that we call God. I'm also clear. I have enough wisdom to be clear about genius when I see it, and you've just seen that a moment ago with this incredible human being named Cornflower. If that isn't musical genius, if that isn't pure genius at every level, creative genius, musical genius, energetic genius, then I don't know what is. I don't know how one person can create that kind of an experience the way he does. But if you've ever been in the same space with him, and or shared some of his music on his CDs and in any way, don't miss it. He's just remarkable. One human being doing all of that. And others here as well on this program. You're here tonight to see how people's lives change when they access the pure genius that lies within all of us, really All of us have access to that. And what's happening right now in this period of equinox is that we're experiencing that shift, that change, a time of opening and change, and a time of embracing the differences between who we used to be, who we long to be, and who we are enabled to be and invited to be and empowered to be right here, right now. And that's what I want to just share with you a little bit tonight. This is a time of change, a time, especially this particular moment, this particular day, the equinox, when the energy is opening to change and inviting change. But change about what? I want to invite you to explore with me for just a few moments now what this change could be about. I want to suggest that this is about the change in the way we think of ourselves as individuals and as a species. It's a time for inquiry. We see it all around us, all that's going on in the world, the extraordinary events that are taking place on this planet. Some of them not such happy events, but extraordinary in their own way because it's touching the world entire at the same moment, inviting us urgently to move into this time of inquiry. It's a time for questions to be asked and answered, and two questions in particular. But before I get to those two questions tonight, I'd like to make an observation. I'd like to observe something that you may have observed with me. Have you observed that humanity is a modeling species? By that I mean, when we see something we like, we model it. Whether it's a dance, a hairstyle, a clothing fashion, a new slang phrase, if there's something that impresses us, it goes around the world that fast and repeats itself in people's behaviors. That said, now, I want to point out that there's very little that impresses us more than this experience, this aspect of life that some people call God. Anthropological surveys have shown over the past 25 years, and you might be surprised to hear this, but that 8 out of 10 people, actually the number is 8.5, getting down to percentages, but 8 out of 10 people believe in some sort of higher power. We may not agree on the fine print. We may not have been able to come to an agreement on all of the aspects of that higher power, but what it is and what it wants and how it works and how we can use it. But there is almost universal agreement. Over 80% of the people believe there's more going on here than meets the eye. There is a higher power. Call it what you will, use whatever name feels good to you. One of the traditional names, God, Jehovah, Allah, Yahweh, or maybe some non-traditional names. But whatever words you want to use to refer to that ineffable essence that I call God in my vocabulary, there's no question that that essence exists and that we are using it because we're impressed by it. But here's what we're impressed by. Billions of people on the earth are impressed by the stories they have heard, by the teachings they have received about this essence that we call God. And so we wind up repeating the behaviors that we ascribe to God. And that leads me to my first of the two questions. Is it possible, just possible, that there's something we don't fully understand here about God and about life and about each other, the understanding of which would change everything? What is your answer to that question? Billions of people would say no, by the way. No, we understand what there is to understand about God. It's all there in the book, Neil. Just read the book and you'll find it, or listen to the teachings of our religions. But did you know that there are 4,300 religions on the face of the earth right now? I didn't make that number up, by the way. You can Google that information. There are, in fact, 4,300 religions on the face of the earth right now. That's how widely we disagree about the thing we agree about. We agree there's a higher power, but we can't seem to come to an agreement on what it wants, what it is, what it chooses, what it demands, what it requires, how it works, how we can use it. And that's why the world is the way it is today. And that's the opportunity that we have to step into right now at this time of equinox, this time when huge shift can begin to take place on the planet. If we make a commitment on this very day, on this day of change, and make a commitment to answer life's most important question. And that's my question number 2. Who are you? Who am I? When was the last time you asked yourself that question? Really, who am I? Am I just a physical entity, a physical being made up of my body, and my mind? And, I was born, I live, I die, and that's it. I'm a chemical creature, and that's who I am. Not much different from a dolphin or a whale or a bird in the sky. More sophisticated, perhaps, more complex, maybe, but is that basically the beginning and the end of it? Or is it possible that I'm more than that? Is it possible that I'm actually a spiritual entity, a spiritual being, having a body and a mind? But wouldn't it be interesting if this is not who I am, that this is not who I am, this is simply something I have? Now, if that's true, if really my identity is that I am a spiritual entity, I needs must ask a third question. What am I doing here? Why, if I'm a spiritual entity, would I come to this physical environment that we call life on Earth? What would be the purpose of that? I was given that purpose when I was a very young boy, and I observed it in my culture. The purpose of life was very, very simple. Get the car, get the girl, I knew you couldn't get the girl without getting the car. So you had to get the car, get the girl, get the job, get the house, get the spouse, get the kids, get the better job, get the better car, get the better house, maybe even get the better spouse and get the better spouse and maybe get the better spouse. And then finally, get the office in the corner with your name on the door, get the building in the corner with your name on the building, get the retirement watch, finally get the gray hair, get the kids, get the grandkids. And then after you get lots of gray hair, then get the sickness, get the illness, and then get out. And that's the formula that I saw people living by. Even those who know they are spiritual entities living by that formula. Yes, even those of us who are aware that our true identity is spiritual seem in some cases, certainly in my case until just recently, to be spending more time and focusing more of our attention on things that absolutely don't matter. But now, this critical time in humanity's evolutionary process, and on this very special day, the day of the equinox, when the space, the energetic space is wide open and inviting us, I might almost use a dramatic word and say, begging us to lend our own energetic signature to the process of shift and change, that we can now begin to change what we are doing here and how we are doing it. See, what if it was true that 95% of the world's people are spending 95% of their time on things that don't matter? Because that's what I observed in my own life, for most of my own life. And it's what I continue to observe out there. So on this day of your life, I came here to invite you to really honor the equinox, pay attention to what is going on right now in the world by adding your attention to it and becoming one of those who's made a commitment. I invite you to make a commitment tonight to begin to change that part of the world that you touch by shifting the model that you use for your behaviors. See, here's the deal. We have modeled our behaviors on the behavior of a God who we understand to be observant, yes, but sadly a bit judgmental, not a bit judgmental, rather judgmental. And then if he doesn't like what he's observing and makes a judgment that it's not okay, then he's going to be condemning and punishing. So we've allowed ourselves to model the behaviors of a deity who we have assessed to be judging, condemning, and punishing. And I want to bring to the space tonight a different idea about God. What if we decided, what if there was a solution to most of humanity's man-made problems? I call it the God solution. What if the God solution was to change our identity by changing our definition of God? What if we decided that God was not a condemning, judging, and punishing deity? What if we decided that God could be defined in 2 words? I'm going to suggest 2 words for a new definition of God. Here they come. Write them down. Pure love. Now, my audiences sometimes say to me, "Oh, Neil, I thought you came here to bring us something new, something a little bit different. We all know that God is love. Everyone says that God is love. Nobody would disagree with that. Of course, God is love, but I didn't say God is love. I said God is pure love. That's a particular kind of love. It's a love that needs, wants, asks for, and commands nothing in return. That is a love that is without condition of any kind. Again, it needs, wants, asks for, and commands nothing in return. Can we dare to believe in that kind of a God? Because if we could, here's the tagline to that. Here's the punchline. If we can believe in a God who is non-judgmental, non-punishing, non-condemning, then we can suddenly stop modeling that behavior in our own interactive actions here on earth. Nation with nation, person with person, race with race, religion with religion, culture with culture, economic status with economic status, sexual experience with people with other sexual experiences. I have never seen the level of alienation that I've seen on the planet these days, but we have a chance, beginning in this moment, beginning in the moment of the equinox, to say, you know what? I hear all that. I'm hearing that. Not a thing that Neil has said so far is anything I can dramatically disagree with. We are in this critical moment. We are in a time of great alienation, and there's a need, a desire, an invitation from life itself for as many of us as can imagine ourselves stepping into this role to be what I would call idea heroes. I'm going to invite you tonight to be an idea hero, to place before yourself and all those whose life you touch through your behavior, through the way you think and speak and act, to place before those whose lives you touch a new model. Modeling the behavior of a deity who loves us without condition and asks and requires and needs nothing in return. Imagine such a global ethic if we're overlaid on our political, social, economic, and spiritual interactions with each other. So tonight I'm going to challenge you to use a particular tool to help you launch this period of change that's being initiated on the equinox today. And I'll close with this challenge to you. I invite you, if you really want to be an idea hero and have the courage of a spiritual leader, and by the way, a spiritual leader is not one who says, follow me. A spiritual leader is one who says, I'll go first. I'll go first. So let me close with this invitation. I invite you to think in your mind, whenever you imagine yourself that you're going to be meeting another person, encountering another human being. Maybe it's the person across the room in the first thing in the morning, or the person across the street, the neighbor around the block, somebody across town, or somebody around the world. Say to yourself these words. Don't say them out loud because very few will understand, but I challenge you to say them in your mind as you approach another human being. I have come that you may have life, and that you may have it more abundantly. Your life will be made better today for my having passed through it. I promise you.
Neil, you've just made all of our lives better. You've just brought a beautiful dose of love, awareness, consciousness to us. So the very thing you're asking us to do, I just really want to acknowledge you've done for 468 people in the Zoom room and thousands on Facebook. And of course, for millions worldwide through your books and your teachings. And you have a new book. You mentioned it briefly, but I'm going to pull it up on Amazon. Please tell us a little bit about the God Solution, The Power of Pure Love, available on Amazon.
I feel that it's the culmination of the Conversations with God dialogue books and the books that have followed. It really pulls it all into one space, and the book ends. The second half of the book is a mini, really a mini course on manifestation, how to use the metaphysics of manifestation to create the kind of change for which we all long and all yearn, and of which we are all capable of initiating right here, right now on this planet. So the book is called The God Solution. It's the last book I'm going to write. I'm not going to be writing any more full-length books because this really pulls it all into one place between two covers. And I really invite you all to take a look at it. See if you don't agree that now is the time for you to step forward and to be an idea hero, to do things that no one ever dreamt that we would ever do before, but that are waiting for us to be done right now, in you, through you, and as you.
Thank you very much, Neil. But I gotta say, when I hear you talk about it being your last book, I'm reminded of The Who, the band The Who. And I think I've gone to 6 of their farewell tours throughout the last 20 years. So you never quite know, you know, you might get another inspiration. So I'm not going to hold you to that part of it, but I definitely want to encourage everybody to go. Is Amazon the best way to get the book?
Yes, the book is available on Amazon, and it's called The God Solution.
There it is up on the screen, The God Solution. And I love it. The Power of Pure Love. And yes, we all want to learn how to manifest. So thank you so much, Neil, for blessing us with your wisdom and your presence.
Thank you for the opportunity to share this time with you. Blessed be.
I've noticed, including myself, that some of us wrote in the chat box what your answer is to Neil's questions, including I am. So I want to invite you throughout the night, put into the chat box, I am, and fill in the blank. And it's really lovely to see what some of you have already written, some really beautiful things. So it's a great invitation from Neil. I want to invite us all to, also as we're maybe writing or breathing in the wisdom from Neil, here's a short video from our friends at Light Touch. Beautiful. And remember that we can all get more information about Light Touch just by going to light-touch me. And that's where it all is. And now to introduce our next presenter, I'm going to turn it back over to Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. And yes, we are going to continue to raise the vibration here. And that's certainly going to happen with our next speaker, Sandra Walter. She is an experienced ascension guide and way shower in service to the shifting consciousness on Gaia. She's been an interdimensional liaison since 1999, and she assists awakening humans through writings, videos, and creations focused on ascension. She's a master gatekeeper. She receives regular updates from a diverse, benevolent collective of higher dimensional beings in service to the ascension. And she shares information as a pure conduit to empower, inspire, and accelerate the ascension of humanity. And she is my teacher. She is one of my top ascension teachers. I listen to her all the time, and she's been an incredible guide to show us where we're going and this incredible opportunity we have now on the planet towards the ascension. So Sandra, so happy to have you with us. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, blessings, everyone. Thank you so much, sister. Such an honor to be here on this auspicious equinox. Every time we get together, we want to take advantage of our co-creative powers, right? I am both honored and blessed to have been leading global unity meditations every Sunday for the last 5 years, every single week practice. And that practice of unity consciousness allows us to observe how to work in the field, how to feel each other without the wires, without the internet, and as we do them offline. And what it's taught me as we bring in more information about our DNA and our divine human genome, human meaning God man, having the essence of source within us, actually ignites a very rare and unique quality as creator beings in form. So anytime we get together, not just on a gateway like Equinox, but anytime we get together on Sundays or on Saturday Night Live, we have an opportunity. So I wanted to dig into it because Deborah was focused on highest optimal timelines. And I want everyone to kind of tap in, take the elevator out of the brain into the heart and open up. And let's just feel into the field of our co-created DNA. There's an aspect of our DNA that is actually collective in the higher levels. There's only one of us here, right? So we want to tap into that. That source spark within the heart is the key. Heart coherence is the field that must be created in order to activate the DNA. But let's feel into it because our DNA is a crystalline record, a quantum recording device of everything that we have been and everything that we will be. So it transcends time, space, and it's got a record of all the possibilities and all the outcomes for your personal journey, as well as our collective journey. And we are consistently interacting with our DNA to create, us as spirit, creating through the DNA into form, just for an experience. And when you lighten your heart and you go, okay, it's just an experience, then you get into your creator state of consciousness, collective state of consciousness. And you go, okay, if my DNA knows, if our collective DNA knows that this ascension timeline is inevitable, that the ascension of the planet and consciousness is inevitable, let's pull it into the now. And we do this by playing with a beautiful little experiment that I call New Earth Now. So in our couple of minutes together tonight, let's unify, drop into the heart, and create right through the DNA, right through the collective field, the quantum field, the 0 point field that you're going to hear about from Tom later in this broadcast. Tap into that field where we're all one and feel, because that's the key to creating a reality, feel what it's like to be in the new paradigm, the new earth, the higher dimensional version of Gaia's realms, whatever you want to call it. What is that to you? And you want to allow yourself to feel that, not the problems and the journey of how to get there. Jump and feel that point in the collective timeline when all is resolved. Everything is healed. Feel that moment. Sometimes it can be a little bit of an emotional release. Feel that moment. Oh my goddess. Oh my goodness. Everything is healed. All is resolved. Everyone is united. This is a planet of complete peace, harmony, gratitude, compassion. And allow yourself to honestly feel that, letting all the density go, letting all the how are we going to do that, take away the how, go right to the result. And feel it in this now moment with all the brothers and sisters that we have in this moment and quantumly watching the broadcast later. Feel into that field and let's co-create that now. Say it out loud with your voice, feel it, command it, tell your DNA to create that right through the heart. I am love. I am light. There is nothing here but love. Peace. We are ascended. We're already there. Feel what the planetary consciousness feels like, what your own body feels like, not leaving the planet, being right here, right now. That higher expression already exists. That's the only reason why we are pursuing ascension, is because we have already created it. Pull it into your field, into your now. All is healed. All is resolved. We are consistently creating global solutions. An expansion of consciousness. Aquarian age, pull in those Aquarian dynamics, creativity, wild, bold acts of service, and unity consciousness, and exploration, crystalline technology, organic, divine human genome, activated, restored divine templates in place. And now we get to play on this beautiful canvas of the new earth. Feel it. Beautiful. Surge the field with that, the human heart grid. All willing hearts that are choosing ascension in this now moment, light up. Receive. Beautiful. Now, if you can light ground that into your life stream with small acts of creativity, moments during your day, stop. How do I feel? Okay, let me align. New earth now. Command it so. And the more of us feeding that energy into that collective field, the more rapid the dismantling and the falling away of what we do not choose as our reality. That's accelerated, amplified by the energies right now. Use the energies coming in to the planetary consciousness that are amplifying everything. So you get exactly what you're putting out. Let's qualify the light that we send out with ease, grace, ascension, peace, and that divine love that we already are. Beautiful. Sending you infinite blessings, dear hearts, on this gorgeous equinox. It is such an honor to share space with you. Feel free to co-create with us during the Sunday Unity meditations anytime. Thank you. Thank you, sister.
Thank you so much, Sandra. I love New Earth now, right? Like really, we're not putting it off into some distant future, but beautiful to bring it in right now. And your powerful transmission. There was also, when I listened to people, there's certain things that jumped out at me. The other thing that jumped out, I love your term, wild, bold acts of service. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So,
yeah, let's really shake the cage during this thing. Open up the heart, open up the creativity, try things. Just little day-to-day micro movements add up.
they do. I'm going to your website, and certainly want to encourage people to know about it. It's easy to remember. It's ascensionpath.com, ascensionpath.com. And tell us just a little bit more about how people can join you. You mentioned Sundays. Is that the Unity Meditations?
Sure. If you scroll down a little bit, there's our main focuses. So there's online courses for every step of the ascension journey. The Sunday Unity meditations are free. They're at 5, 8, and 11 Pacific time every Sunday morning. And then connect with the Crystalline Collective. We have a newsletter. It comes out every week and it keeps you inspired. And we're just walking hand in hand through this ascension path. And remember that it is a path. Remember that there are people there walking with you. So you don't have to feel alone. There's all kinds of events we have going on consistently. And the big gathering in June for solstice in Sedona is called the Crystalline Convergence. We'd love to see you there.
And when is that going to be? What are the dates?
June 19th and 20th, solstice weekend here in
Solstice
Sedona,
weekend, of course, right?
live or live stream. So if you're anywhere else in the world, you can watch 2
Beautiful.
days. Beautiful.
Sedona, Deborah, what do you say? What do you say we do our summer solstice show from Sedona? How's that sound? You're muted. But I'm the one, by the way, who comes up with crazy ideas like that.
Here it comes.
Deborah's the one who has to
Yes, he
either
does.
rein me in or say, "Oh my God, Scott, really?" But then makes it happen. So I like that idea of being in Sedona for the summer. Sandra, thank you so much.
Well, you're so welcome. Blessings, everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you, Deborah, for inviting me on the
Thank you, Sandra. It's beautiful.
Convergence. Thank you, everyone.
Well, Deborah and I have been working on a very powerful and exciting new season. And we're going to kind of tell you all about it right now. And I'm going to turn it over to Deborah and put the spotlight on you first, Deborah.
Yeah, talk about miracles and talking about creating new earth and manifesting. This creation that Scott and I have birthed together, you know, really honoring the sacred masculine and the feminine. We work together so well. We have birthed a whole new season, season 5, Time to Thrive. And we feel this is a really important season because we're still in the lockdown, but things are going to be opening up, we feel. And so this is an important time for us to come together and honor all of that. So thank you so much when you register for your donations, because that really helps us produce the shows. And also for those of you, when you register, when you donate $50, $75 or more, we have a supporters party that's coming up that we do every season. And this is happening this coming Thursday, March 25th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we are going to have a keynote. John Gray is going to be here to give us some incredible wisdom. One of our favorite musicians, Joanna Oneheart, will be there, and to spread some humor, Swami Beyondananda. And it's a time where we come together and we're going to have some interactive breakout groups so that people can meet each other and just have a party together. So for those of you who have been able to donate more, we have the supporters party, or as you register, you can fill out the volunteer form. And if you fill out the volunteer form and help us with promoting or any other things, we also send you the invite to the party. So thank you so much. Or you can donate to our GoFundMe anytime, and I'll put that link in the chat room. But we want to share now briefly previews of the upcoming season. So this is April through June, season 5, Time to Thrive. Our first show, we are going to be celebrating our first anniversary. We began the first Saturday of 2020. So we are going to have the special moments of the whole year of some of our top keynotes, top musical presenters. So that's going to be a really great, popular show. April 10th, we are going to have Manifesting a Natural Economy, and bring in some top speakers about creating prosperity and manifesting, which is something we love to promote and do. And on April 17th, Earth Day 2021, we'll be celebrating the new ecology rising. We've got some incredible keynotes that will be coming on, and we'll be sharing about that more in the future. On April 24th, a real popular topic, NDEs, near-death experience tales from the beyond. Again, we're going to have some prominent keynotes sharing their experience and exploring that topic. On May 1st, we're bringing back another Indigenous Wisdom show spanning the globe. And that's produced by Jay Mayer and Jan Kaplan. So we're so happy to have them come back again and produce that show that they will be producing next week as well. On May 8th, we always have a show on the divine feminine, but now we're going to bring in the sacred masculine and integrating the divine feminine and sacred masculine together. And May 15th, every season we've been having Awakening with Global Coherence Pulse. We will have Bruce Lipton with us that night, as well as many other incredible speakers. And Scott, would you like to share the rest of our season?
Sure. On May 22nd, we're going to be tackling one of the most important topics, and it really impacts all of us: addiction and recovery. And we've actually decided to also add suicide. And, almost all of us know people that are dealing with these topics, these very real human challenges. And we're bringing in some of the best tools and speakers on how to really manage and work with that. So that's going to be a very important show. On May 29th, our good friend Mark Sims is coming back and bringing with him his merry band of contact makers of the Galactic Family. We're going to have some great speakers and really going deep into how to make contact with our Galactic Family. And also documenting what a lot of you have been doing recently, because there's been a lot of contact happening. On June 5th, our dear friend Lori Grace is sponsoring the show, and it's all about brain fitness and the relationship between our brain and our body temple. And we're going to learn a lot of really valuable things. On June 12th, actually, we haven't changed it on the poster yet. We are going to do a special show. It's going to be all about celebrating the 60s, the rise of the Aquarian age, and recognizing how what the Beatles were singing about and great teachers back in the 60s is now manifesting. We actually now are in the age of Aquarius. So we're going to talk about that, and we've got some really fun stuff planned. Plus, it's the anniversary of when the Harmony Festival used to always take place, always the second weekend of June. And it was always very special for Deborah and all of us, the 20,000 people that came every year to the Harmony Festival. On June 19th, we'll have a show similar to this one in that it's celebrating the summer solstice and the changing of the seasons. And then finally, on June 26th, our dear friend Jerry Anderson is going to be co-sponsoring, along with Jerry Mayer, a wonderful show all about combining indigenous wisdom and spiritual wisdom. And we're really excited about that.
And Scott, I want to let people know that I posted in the chat room our links so they can sign up. Really helps when you sign up and give us a big love green donation so we get inspired to move forward, and we can bring on other team members to really create an incredible season for you. So thank you for your donations, and I'll be posting that in the chat room. And also on all the emails that you get has the link to sign up, and it's a new Zoom link for next season, but it lasts you through April, May, and June.
Great, thank you, Deborah. So yeah, I'm gonna just riff on that for a moment to be really clear, because we would love your support. And I know a lot of you have been watching this season for free, or you came on at a low level, and we appreciate everybody and everything. And it's a lot putting this together, and we are growing, and we are coming up with some plans for the summer. For example, who would be interested in coming to a Global Peace Tribe retreat? We're looking at possibly doing one in California, possibly one in Maui, possibly one in Asheville, North Carolina. So if you would be interested in coming to a Global Peace Tribe weekend or even week-long retreat, pop that in the chat box, because we're curious. That's something we're beginning to work on. We're beginning to do more and more special events. Last Sunday, we had a special event with Andrew Harvey. So we are growing and building. We're adding teammates to us, and your support really matters. So please do register for next season. And when you register, again, remember, if you come in at $50 or more, you can come to our supporters party. So do that now, the next day or two, ideally right now, so we can track you and invite you to our supporters party. And Deborah mentioned it, but I'm going to bring it back up again. And that is, we do have a GoFundMe. And thank you. A lot of you donated to our GoFundMe this week. And we really appreciate that. And so especially any of you that maybe checked us out, really has been enjoying us, and you want to provide some green love, just go to GoFundMe, and we're Global Peace Tribe Support. So you just type in Global Peace Tribe and you'll find us in the GoFundMe site. So thank you very, very much. We look forward to seeing you each and every week. And remember, if you can't join us on a particular Saturday night, it's always recorded. You can always go back and watch it. All right. we have so many amazing presenters and musicians for this particular show tonight. And we are now about to bring back Ray Jupiter. This is her second time on the show. We were so knocked out. We saw a video of her first. We're knocked out, kind of researched and found her. She came and was on the show a few months ago, and she's back with us again tonight. Welcome, Ray.
Thank you, Scott. Really wonderful to be back on the show.
And I'm going to just tell people a little bit about you for anyone who doesn't know. She's a Canadian singer, songwriter, and actress. And she recently won a Global Peace Song Award for a beautiful song she does called Sanctuary. She's been an international vocal and songwriting coach for over 12 years. And she's very passionate about helping others achieve their musical goals. So as you listen to her sing, just remember that you might even be able to have her coach you. She and I were talking about it. We did our sound check, and she loves to guide other people. She recently relocated back to her hometown, beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, after 8 years in Los Angeles. I know Victoria, British Columbia. I've been there several times in my life. It's gorgeous. And so she has a lot of very international influence. She's worked with Al Green and Gabe Roth and Morris Hayes and a lot of the top writers and producers in Los Angeles and also in Nashville. So with no further ado, I give you Ray Jupiter.
Thank you for the introduction, Scott. And I'm just kind of on a bit of an emotional high from Neil and Sandra's wonderful talks and the beautiful messages that they were sharing. And I'm just been taking pause, remember to like to breathe, and say it's really important, I think, when Neil was saying, asking yourself, like, who are you? And so much is changing around the world. And I'm thinking about that journey as we're going through that big ascension. And just to ground, setting a very clear intention. I have a song I want to share called Brave New World. I wrote with my brother Brian years ago, and we originally were intentionally, like we were going out into the world and just wanting to be centered with ourselves and how we can take on the next chapter in our lives in a really bold and brave way. And I've got to repurpose just like it, as music and creativity evolves, and thinking about my inward journey and my self-discovery and what it is that we are choosing intentionally, where we want to go and continue with evolving. And when thinking about pure love and what we are, how Sandra beautifully phrased it, but those bold, I think Scott, you said it really lovely, acts of kindness essentially. So I wanted to be kind of like a meditative piece that I'm looking forward to sharing with you. It's time to leave my home. Everyone I love, I know. Got faith in my pocket, got hope. Though I have to journey alone, gonna be great. I feel it in my bones. I may not have it figured out. It's alright, I trust myself. May not know where the pieces go. Well, that's alright, cause I'm ready for, so ready for a brave new world, yes. A brave new world, yes. Break these castle walls, fears that feel so tall. Watch them tumble and fall. Free as a rising bird. And all these lessons I've learned have made me stronger in turn. I may not have it figured out. It's alright, trust myself. May not know where the pieces go. Well,
for, I'm ready for, so ready for a brave new world, yeah. A brave new world, yeah. A brave new world, yeah. Don't doubt yourself, don't change yourself, just be yourself. My love, don't doubt yourself, don't change yourself, just be yourself. My love, don't doubt yourself, don't change yourself, just be yourself. A brave new world, yeah. A brave new world, yeah. A brave new world,
Thank you so much. We're blessed. She's going to come back and do another song for us. But I also want to let people know that you can learn a lot more about her by going to her website, which is her name, rayjupiter.com. And you know, the video that's right there, the beautiful sound of us, we played that video. And that's how we first discovered her. And at one point we thought that she was the black guy, and we were trying to figure out who Ray Jupiter was. It took a while, but we tracked her down, and actually we ended up having Terry Woolman on the show, who helped do it. And anyway, she's brought a lot of wonderful joy. And so if you go to her website, rayjupiter.com, there's singles and music and photos of some pretty, she's with Drake. Oh, that's cool. So anyway, thank you so much, Ray, for your beautiful voice, your beautiful offerings. We look forward to hearing your second song in a little while. All right, so one of the things that we've started doing, and I want to thank Jay Mayer for this, is we enjoy showing promotions for next week. And so, as we've mentioned a couple times, next week's show is dedicated to Indigenous elders, and this time it's all women, powerful women of Indigenous ancestry, mostly Native American, who are really making a big difference in the world. So let's take a look and see what we got planned here.
Light Touch welcomes you to next week's Saturday Night Alive, bridging cultures together, honoring Native American women. Featuring musician and peace ambassador Joanne Shenandoah, Suzanne Schoenharjo, an award-winning writer, curator, and policy advocate, Susan Maston, Yurok tribal leader and past Yurok tribal chairperson, Louise McDonald Hearn, Bear Clan mother for the Mohawk Nation Council, Sacheen Littlefeather, Apache actress and activist for Native American rights, Jonelle Romero, award-winning director and producer, founder and CEO of the Red Nation International Film Festival, Michelle Shenandoah, an inspirational speaker, writer, thought leader, and attorney, and musicians, Pura Fay, Joanne Shenandoah, and Teresa Bearfox.
So join us next week for sure, and tell all your friends about it. And thank you, Jay and Jan and Light Touch, for for making that happen. A couple of more personal things. People are asking, Scott, where are you? I'm in a hotel room. Earlier this afternoon, I had the pleasure of officiating a wedding ceremony for a beautiful couple. Most of you know that I work as a coach, and it's a couple that I've worked with for many years, and I got to perform the wedding ceremony. But unfortunately, where they were, the internet signal was not good, so I'm at a Courtyard Marriott hotel coming to you tonight. The other kind of personal thing I want to share is a way of introducing our next guest. And I'm going to be introducing you to Guinevere Bridge. But I want to tell you a true story. I first met Guinevere many, many years ago when I was producing television, and we put her on one of the television shows I was producing. We stayed in contact, and not too much, a little bit, a couple of occasional Facebook posts here and there. About 10 years ago, my wife passed away. And about 6 months after my wife died, I was walking through my bedroom, actually rather quickly. I was kind of whipping into the bedroom for something. And for a quick flash, I swore I saw my wife, my deceased wife, on the bed looking up at me smiling. I was like, wow, it's amazing. You know, those things, it's like this flash. And 15 minutes later, for the first time in many, many months, I got a Facebook private message from Guinevere Bridge saying, hi, Scott, your wife just came to me and wanted me to make sure I reached out to you and let you know, yes, you just did see her. That's how tapped in this amazing woman is. And we've been friends ever since. She's blown me away over and over and over with her ability to connect to higher realms and to embody, whether it's a spirit being or on the Wiccan level. And tonight she comes to me and us, all of us, as Persephone. So it is my deep honor to present to you, and you might have seen her on our promo last week because she was our promo. Here is the glorious Guinevere Bridge as Persephone.
Hello. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. So, as Persephone, I have been preparing for this for quite some time. We are now, this very moment, in a very precious space together.
Guinevere, unfortunately, your volume is too low.
Light and dark equal. As Persephone, I am both queen of the underworld, wife of Hades, and springtime, daughter of Demeter. I spend half the year in the underworld and half the year giving birth in the overworld. I've decided the best way I can serve you magically tonight is to share with you a blueprint about how we make our transition from old world to new world to multiple worlds as one who lives above and below, who sits with the lost souls in the shadow and yet springs eternal in both worlds. So I've done a little bit of a diagram, and I'm going to put it right here. You can see right here, this is an infinity symbol, right? So when you have this beautiful infinity symbol in front of you, you know that it goes that way and then it turns back on itself. What makes this a special time, what makes this the most magical time for us to be alive, is what happens, and no one speaks about this, when the blueprint is X marks the spot. This spot in the middle is the time of timelessness, above and below, light and dark, lost souls, living souls, love and hate, shadow and bliss. All right here. Now, the thing is, from this place, this equinox, where southern and northern hemisphere are perfectly balanced between dark and light, in this perfect gateway, you can actually go back now in time, or you can choose another timeline. Seed of life, flower of life, eternal life. These things are as powerful as your imagination. This blueprint is very important because if you take it quite seriously, you will know, even if you've been in the darkest night of the soul, when we opened the gateways in 2020 so that we could all step through together, your shadow is coming, emerging to be healed. Or you're descending to get the parts of you that you've forgotten so that you can bring it back into the light. Be conscious of the world you want to go to. Let the spring in your heart be eternal, regardless of whether you dance with Hades in the underworld as a seed, or whether you dance with Demeter in the overworld as a flower. You are both of these things, yin and yang, dark and light, opened and closed. You are life and you are death. And what you need to do as you move forward is choose the life that you flourish in. They called us enemies. They buried us in the ground. They did not know we were seeds. They did not know we would grow again. No more enemies. Peace and love, sharing and nurturing, allowing yourselves to transcend to what you truly desire as your future is an important time. I brought with me my cauldron. In this cauldron, we are going to place the death of those things that no longer serve you, to be burned in my sacred fires. The death of you questioning your divinity, your bhakti, your goddess or God's self. No more questioning who you are. You were all born gods and goddesses. The death of listening to toxic words and turning it into the next life, the next world, and the next reality. We bury these so that they can go back into the earth where rejuvenation, resources, and the damned souls can do what they do best. Let it go into the underworld. I am descending into my husband's hands, Hades, into the underworld to comfort those shadows, to transform those shadows, to love those shadows so that they can be born fresh. This is spring now, here in the Northern Hemisphere. And these I give to my cauldron as well. This is your new life, your new world, your new possibilities, your flower. Let it move through your spirit. Let it move through your heart. Let yourself ascend into the sunlight with purity, peace. It was mentioned earlier about the fact that the 60s began this, yes? Peace. I was sitting on a lawn in late 2000s when a man who lived in the 60s looked down upon me and he said, I haven't seen you since the 60s. It's nice to see you again. We can travel to the worlds that call us. We can move through time and space. Bring your peace. Bring your love. Bring your light. Choose carefully, because now is the gateway that opens us to the world we deserve the most. Give yourself a world you are worthy of. Give yourself grace. Bloom. I will hold space for you with love, whether you go below or whether you rise above. Yin or yang, I will be there for you. Blessed be.
God bless you so much, Guinevere. She has a lot of beautiful offerings. And I want to take us to her link tree. She's one of those people that uses link tree. So it's a great way to find her. For those of you that are not familiar, Linktree is a way where you can find multiple links. And so you go to linktr.ee Guinevere Enchantments. I'm going to spell it. Link, linktr.ee/Guinevere, Guenevere, or Guinevere,
Yes.
plural. It's plural. Thank you. Guinevere's.
Guinevere's Enchantments.
Exactly. There we go. And there's a lot of really fun things waiting for us there. So, Guinevere, God bless you. Thank you so much.
The best place to follow me is I am on TikTok regularly, every day, teaching people. And I have my YouTube, which I'm constantly keeping updated with oracles. So go to the link tree. You'll find me. I'm busy.
She is. I get her TikTok notifications and watch some of her readings, and she keeps us in tune with what's going on above, below, and helps us here in present time. Thank you so much, Guinevere.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, Deborah, tell us about our next speaker.
Yes, thank you. Continuing, that was beautiful, Guinevere. Thank you so much. And yes, continuing to raise the vibration with this powerful couple. Sheila and Marcus Gillette are co-founders of the Theo Group. And Sheila is a channel for the 12 archangels collectively known as Theo. She's also the author of The Fifth Dimension, Channels to a New Reality. Marcus is her cohort. They've been together for many, many years. Sheila also, you may recognize her from Abraham Hicks, because she was mentors to Esther as she opened her to channeling Abraham in 1984. So again, these are one of my spiritual teachers and guides. I deeply respect the information that comes from Theo and the dedication that they have to humanity at this time, at this unprecedented shift, to help us all shift to a higher state of consciousness. And they host a popular web series called Ask Theo Live. And we're going to post that information in the chat room. And we're so happy to have you here today and shed some light on this incredible topic and this very momentous day of the equinox. Welcome.
Thank you, Deborah, for having us and inviting us to be here with this great group of presenters and your followers. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to share Theo with all who have ears to hear. And we welcome this opportunity. Marcus?
Yeah, it's great to be here, Deborah. Thank you for having us. We're honored and being in such amazing company of experienced creators and teachers and musicians. This is a wonderful experience that you all have created for us. So thank you for that. Very, very honored to be here. And Sheila, I know that with the time that we have, we're going to invite Theo through here shortly and begin with a guided activation, a short meditation for us all to kind of get into that activated state of being, which tonight is clearly all about. But Sheila, before we invite you to bring Theo in, if you could just share with us, I think the two most common questions that you get asked is, how does Theo actually come in and speak through your physical body? And what happens to you when they're in your body speaking?
So I've been doing this work since 1969. And Theo has always come in the right side of my body, taken over my neck, my upper body, my vocal cords, and has spoken directly through me for all these years, these decades, informing us about this time that we're living in right now in the fifth dimensionary energy. So they have been present as teachers, guides, and mentors to us all, to this new world that we're birthing now, and this auspicious day of celebration of that coming to fruition. Marcus?
Are you ready to bring Theo through?
I am. It's my pleasure and privilege to do so. Here we go. It is the beginning, is it not?
It is. Welcome, Theo.
We are appreciative of the opportunity to be of service unto you.
Theo, do you have some opening messages for us?
This is a time of grand change. Many speak of it now. It is the advancement of consciousness never before experienced in the human race on this planet. All who are present, living, have chosen to be incarnate for this change and the recognition of the solid state of unconditional love within each and every soul, of which is God, the God of you, the God-connected source. Unconditional love is not a feeling, it is a solid state of being, without judgment. And you are here for that experience and the recognition that you are this divine being. Your soul chose to be here now for the experiences of emotional learning. And that is a blessing. You may ask.
We would like to invite you to lead us in a short guided meditation, if you would, please.
And so it is. Closing the eyes, breathing in deeply, feeling the breath in the lungs. Exhale completely. Again. Breathing in, feeling the breath filling the lungs. Exhaling audibly. Feeling the shoulders drop to the waist, relaxed, open, receptive. I am a divine master being. I accept the knowing of this truth in my heart, in my body, in my mind. Now, feeling the quickening of this knowing, allowing the cells to be enlivened with this awareness, allowing the self to be realized, all that you are, all that you've been, and all that you will be. Now, breathe. Breathing in, exhaling completely. Grounding this awareness with the breath in every cell of your body. I am. I am. Breathe. The divine essence, the soul that you are, purposefully incarnated, that is your purpose, life. Experiencing this life now on this planet. Being one who is engaged in the collaboration of consciousness awareness. Being a soul that expresses fully in their passion, the soul note, the tone in your voice is unique only to you. Nobody can do what you do like you do it with the inspiration of life in you. It is of great import that this is known. I am releasing all beliefs that are not that. Awareness and understanding. Now, breathe. Breathing in deeply, exhaling completely. Feeling that energy in the body. Feeling the circulation in the body, the increased vibration. Now, I am. Breathing in deeply, feeling that breath, awakening the cells, awakening to you the awareness and the knowing of who you are without reservation. Now, breathe. The breath now awakening you. Awake and aware and connected. God's love unto you.
Thank you. You know, my first question, thank you so much for that meditation. Deborah referenced the first book of your teachings with you and Sheila, which was actually published in 1988 by Simon and Schuster. Amazingly, that book talked about this new reality, and I know we're living in it right now. Speak to us. What is that new reality?
We spoke then and for many decades of this new world emerging in and now. The old patterns do not work. There was the necessity of this pandemic to allow you to know that you're one species on this planet. You are not separate at all energetically. It matters not the color of your skin, the language you speak, the country from which you live. You are one. And in this oneness and the awareness of these change of old beliefs that do not work, the paradigms are dissolving the old structures and birthing a new awareness of that divinity that you are. And being the shower of a new way, unencumbered from the past, the generational patternings that have been passed along culturally as well for centuries. This does not work any longer. It is the awareness of the feminine, the masculine, and the import of both. That is divinity. It is creativity. It is life. And we've spoken of this fifth dimensionary time as this time of change. And that means the political structures changing throughout the world, the global economic structures being created because you are a global economy. But this is all in the highest good of all the species on the planet, not just the few. And you're better creating together than you are apart, so the sciences and the arts will be leaders. It has already begun, has it not? And yes, in changing those structures and building anew, it is a bit messy. But understand this, that there are not victims, there are only volunteers. You all volunteered to incarnate. No one demanded this of you. The God in you chose this time for the fuller expression of who you are now, expressing and collaborating with each other. You are collaborators. And though it might seem that you compete, you work better, not in a competitive mind, but in a collaborative mind. And that is what is evolving here rapidly. You may ask.
Yeah, just finally, Theo, if you could just share with us the significance that we're all feeling of this particular equinox right now, and how you see it unfolding, what are we emerging into now in 2021 and beyond in this new energy?
As we spoke in the latter of 2019, that 2020 would be so profound and it would change the trajectory of all your lives on this planet. And it is. This new burst, these new innovations could not have come without this dramatic necessity of connectivity. And the mindfulness that comes with that, and the awareness that all can be done with love. Being a person or persons of increase in circulation, letting go of all the beliefs of not being worthy or enough. You are divine beings having chosen to have an earthly experience in the human body, which is your earth suit, to navigate this beautiful planet and to share exquisite experiences and emotions, all of them. Not just the ones that feel good, but even the uncomfortable ones. It's like the rainbow with all the variants of color that create the beauty. The emotions are a spectrum such as this to understand your human experience. You would not take out the color blue from the rainbow, would you? So why would you avoid being a little uncomfortable for a few seconds to have the ability to understand that spectrum of emotionality and truly understand the solid state of love and compassion?
Do you have a concluding? Yeah, do you have a concluding message for us, Theo?
This is a blessed time. Never before have humans been ready because of the density of the dimensions, and now the vibrational frequencies are refined so that you can know who you are, past, present, and future, and all the unique gifts and strengths that are there within you. You are a creator. Listen to yourself and move in the direction of the outcomes you desire, where you deserve them. You are complete with your asking.
We are for now, Theo. Thank you.
We are complete. We are appreciative of the opportunity to be of service unto you. God's love unto you. Good day.
Thank you so very much, Theo. And thank you, Sheila and Marcus, for your decades-long devotion to bringing this wisdom through to us. And I want to point out two more wonderful ways people can get a lot more of the wonderful wisdom from Theo. Let's start by going to the website, asktheo.com. That's easy, asktheo.com, and pop your name and email address in there. And they're going to send you some really beautiful free downloadable gifts, a meditation and a Theo dialogue. Obviously, there's a lot of wisdom that this incredible being has to share with us. And then I believe that Marcus and Sheila are very generously providing a free link to their Monday evening program. Deborah just put it into the chat box.
Scott, I'm going to give you one more link, which is asktheo.com/SNA. And if you forget the slash, it's Saturday Night Alive, SNA. And there's a special page for everybody who's listening to this right now. And if you're listening live, we're inviting you to a live Ask Theo Live TV show Monday evening at 5 o'clock Pacific, which is everyone is a channel, which I think would be very interesting for everyone gathered here. If you're listening to this on replay afterwards, that same link will get you to a replay of that. And there's also an invitation to There we go. An invitation to a spiritual and psychic exploration retreat that we're having towards the end of May as well. So it's a special page we've created just for your audience tonight. So thank you so much for allowing us to share that.
Wow, thank you, Marcus. All right, so asktheo.com/SNA, complimentary ticket. Normally, wow, there's a tremendously reduced price for their upcoming retreat. So you definitely want to check this out.
And keep scrolling down because that's where the invitation is for the complimentary TV show on Monday evening too.
Wow, look at that. That's something. All right, well, thank you so much. It's very, very generous of you. And we sure do appreciate just all the gifts and all the love of people joining us tonight. It's really, really something. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Theo.
Thank you, Scott, for having us.
Yeah, thank you to all of you. We've enjoyed it immensely. Thank you.
We are grateful.
Hope to see you again soon here.
We'd love that.
And tomorrow night, everybody, let's all join them tomorrow, or on Monday night. All join them on Monday night. All right. Well, it's kind of like one incredible, successful, amazing human being after another. And I get to introduce one of my favorite people I've met through this show. I did not know her before Saturday Night Live, but I'd heard about her for years. And then I kept hearing Deborah say, we've got to get Kristen Hoffman. We got to get Kristen Hoffman. And once she came onto the show, I finally understood why there was so much enthusiasm about her. She is, as you're about to experience, absolutely a force of nature and a real blessing. She's a Juilliard trained singer, songwriter, musician, and she has an extraordinary artistic range. Her music has been heard on major record labels, film, television. She's performed all over the world, collaborating with some of the great musical luminaries on projects ranging from individual albums to grand symphonic productions. On a personal level, she's dedicated to peace and ocean conservation. She's appeared internationally on environmental concerts and conventions, TEDx, the Emoto Peace Project, concert in Tokyo. It goes on and on and on. She is unbelievable, and it's such a pleasure to have you with us, Kristen. Thank you so much. And I think you're going to take us on a musical journey.
I am. Thank you so much, Scott. I am in such a deep place right now. So grateful for all of these amazing sharings tonight. Wow, I'm just in awe. What a beautiful equinox. So welcome everyone who is here live with us and who might be watching this later on replay. We're about to dive into a musical journey together. I'm going to be sharing a practice which I call Soul Loam. It is soul, light, weaving with Om, the vibration of the universe. And this is going to be a piece that is unwritten until this very moment. And I like to think that we are bringing it through together. So as you are listening and envisioning and sending your conscious intention into the music, literally, I will bring through from this collective field a song that has new melodies, possibly messages, sounds that we need to hear at this time. So as you are listening, just please go deep within and send forth your prayers, your intention, and your blessings into the music. And I know we'll feel it. So in preparation to just both receive and share with the music, I just want to invite you to take one big cleansing breath. So as you inhale, I want you to just envision every cell of your being filling up with light, 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 your vibration just lifting, lifting up. And as you exhale, just envision anything that is no longer serving you, just flowing right off. You don't need to carry it anymore. Just lay your burdens down. So let's close our eyes. And with a deep inhale, filling up with light every cell. Hold that breath. Feel the light just energizing your whole field, the spring equinox energy. And exhale. Clear, clear, clear space. Clear path forward, clear moment, clear open space. opening into this moment, inviting you into this moment. May I be a vehicle for light, love, and our collective vision for peace and healing on this planet.
The crossroads, at the crossroads, the equinox, honoring the shadow, inviting the light deep inside. The seed of love is growing tonight. Oh, the seed of light is growing deep within the womb of
seed of oneness. Feel it deep within the heart of your spirit. The seed of oneness, the spark that you are, breathing into light, birthing into sunshine. Birthing into the one that you chose. We're all in the oneness. The seed is growing. Deep from that oneness. Trust in the voice. That voice that you know. Always listening. And finding your growth. Always listening and trusting your growth. Always listening. Know that you're home.
Kristen, I think we're all a little bit overwhelmed.
Oh.
I'm going to actually read something that there are, of course, so many people in the chat room that are blown away. But I'm going to read what Kenzie just wrote. She said, how surreal it is to be sharing space in this way, weaving the new world together out in the open like this, in celebration, in community. It's such a long way from feeling so alone, and perhaps even questioning my sanity some as a kid. It's real, it's real. We are the faces and hearts of love, anchored in peace and Christ consciousness returning. Hallelujah. Thank you for you, Kristen. I love you all. So I think that our
Thank you.
reader Kenzie has really summed up how so many of us feel listening to you and all of our speakers in this incredible gathering tonight.
Infinite gratitude, Kenzie. Thank you.
And to get more Kristen Hoffman, please go to her website. It's her name, and she spells it Kristin, Hoffman with 2 F's and 2 N's. So it's HOFFMAN.com. And
And I'm about to be launching a new website in a few weeks, and I'm going to be doing online personal solo sessions one-on-one with people when I launch the new site. So if that feels like something that intrigues you, definitely come back for a visit in a few weeks.
So people will, by going to that website, they'll be able to register.
Yes, it'll be very clear.
Wow.
So I invite you to join me for a one-on-one, and we'll bring through your song, your solo song.
Wow, that's an amazing offer. Wow.
Thank you.
Kristen, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's just been an honor to be here. So blessed by all of the sharing. Thank you.
All right, and there's so much more. We're about to meet Tom Palladino, our sponsor of tonight's show, who's offering an amazing gift to all of you. So stick around for that. And here's a little preview of where we're going next. So with our Global Peace Tribe announcements, it's actually going to be Deborah in a moment, but I just want to again thank everybody. Kind of my job in the Global Peace Tribe announcements is to invite those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can still come into our Zoom room and join the 500 of us that are here. It's a great way to chat directly with people like Kristen and Tom and all the different people you're seeing tonight. It's a great way to connect with them. And also by registering, it gets us your email address so we can give you updates about upcoming shows and send you the links for the replays of our shows. So please do that. In a few minutes after the announcements, we're going to meet this wonderful man. This is Tom Palladino, who has created the scalar light wave, and we're really looking forward to hearing what he has to say. And again, we want to thank our executive producer, Jay Mayer. Jay, thank you so much for all that you do, all the videos that you create, all the support that you provide us. And behind Jay, there is a wonderful, wonderful Jan, who I'm actually looking for. Jan, where are you? That always happens. She's not with us right in this moment. But thank you, Jay. Really give appreciation. And we want to thank all of our different broadcast partners. We have so many different broadcast partners now, 12 of them, that all help to bring this out to so many people. And so first and foremost, Unify. So many of you watch us on Unify, and we're really grateful for the Unify connection. And Unify has so many wonderful things going on, and we're proud that we're their Saturday night offering. We want to thank John and Summer Raymer, our dear friends at the Sign Network. They are who have arranged for about 100 Facebook groups and pages to carry us every Saturday night. They also carry my Secret Sunday show. And our buddy Alan Steinfeld from New Realities. That's a YouTube channel that carries us. I know a lot of you watch us that way. Of course, Light Touch is our every week sponsor now, and we're very grateful for Light Touch. And we want to thank all the other organizations that carry us. New Earth One, my company, Love Coach Academy, Earth Dance, Humanities Team, Portal to Ascension. We're going to hear from Neil Gar in a little bit. The Disclosure Fest, Global Days of Unity, Earthwalk United, and our newest broadcast partner. And they have tremendous programming, the Enlightened World Network. So a big thank you to all the different organizations that are helping to bring us to you. And most of all, thank you for watching, and thank already a lot of you have registered for the new season. Deborah sent me a message that we've got a tremendous number of people already registering. So that's really exciting. Thank you so much. Keep on registering if you haven't yet. And to tell you more, here's Deborah.
Thanks, Scott. Yes, people have been registering for season 5. We appreciate that. People have been donating to our GoFundMe. We appreciate that. And thank you so much. And we've got one more show for the winter season, which is going to be incredible. Every show's incredible. Every show blows our mind, but this one is going to be another really special show. As every season, Jan and Jay produce an Indigenous Wisdom show, but in honor of Women's History Month, next week is going to be Indigenous women on our Indigenous Wisdom show. We have incredible women. Jan has worked together with Joan Shenandoah, who's an incredible musician, Grammy winner, who is going to be singing for us. And she has brought in some of her favorite women friends, women elders. We will have Louise McDonald Herme, a Bear Clan mother for the Mohawk Nation, Susan Masters, Yurokon tribal leader and past Yurok tribal chairman, Michelle Shenandoah, Suzanne Schoen Harjo, Joelle Romero, Sasheen Littlefeather, and music by Joanne Shenandoah, as well as Teresa Bear Fox and Pura Fay. So it's going to be a really incredible show, women's wisdom through the Indigenous wisdom. And thank you, Jan, for putting this together for us. And thank you for signing up for season 5. Thank you for the GoFundMe. I'm going to put those links in the chat room again. And I think we're about time to hear more in depth for our sponsor, Tom Palladino, and his incredible scalar light healing energy and his incredible offer for tonight. So thank you.
Yeah, so I'm putting the spotlight now. By the way, there's Jan that I added to the spotlight. Thank you, Jan. And there he is. This is Tom Palladino. Thank you, Tom, for sponsoring the show and bringing all this positive, amazing energy out to our Saturday Night Live audience. Really appreciate it very, very much.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank Kristen. That your voice is angelic, so that I was so impressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom. And
what a voice.
Thank you. So much appreciation for helping the show be possible tonight as well. Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
I took my headset off, so I hope you can hear me.
We do hear you. Thank you, Kristen. Tom, we of course got a chance to meet you, those of us who were in the early Zoom Room show, but for those who have joined us, and we now have thousands watching, tell us about this remarkable process that you are providing to the world, and tonight, free of charge, an opportunity to experience the scalar light.
Well, I'll start off by saying I can't sing, so if you want me to sing, it's not me. I'm a scientist. I work with energy instruments. They're known as scalar energy instruments. You might call them chi or prana or 0-point instruments. And these instruments that I've perfected over the years have been shown to be able to balance the 7 chakras, the 7 meridians, and to even go to the extent of breaking down the molecular bonds of, say, toxins and pathogens. And tonight we're offering the audience, the Saturday night audience, a 30-day trial. Anybody listening to this broadcast is welcome to a 30-day free session. And the way I work with people, I'm working in the quantum field now, scalar energy, it's 0-point energy. I work with people by way of their photograph, because your photograph has your force field. This is new and upcoming technology, and I believe this technology will support mankind and will help promote world peace and obviously world health. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but the 30-day free trial is available, and anybody can access that who's listening to this broadcast tonight. All you need to do is visit that link, upload your photograph. You email us a photograph, and the quantum energy does the rest.
And Tom, one of the things that I've learned about you is that you've helped thousands of people. You've been doing this for a very long time. And I know that you have to be careful not to make promises, but what are some of the things that people experience by working with you?
Sure. Well, let me once again reiterate, when I'm working with people, I'm working in the quantum field. So this is not per se a physical session, but I've discovered that scalar energy can readily, say, break down the molecular bonds of, say, the herpes virus. And I have evidence to that. I can prove that in my laboratory. So if you will, I have an instrument that can transmute or say break down the molecular bonds of, say, a pathogen such as the herpes virus. And over the course of time, over the past 10, 15 years, we've been able to prove that. So, these are my statements, and this is my research. My research is unique because the instrumentation is unique. So as a scientist, I present my work, and then I let people make their decision as to the merit of my work. But for the sake of this conversation, I'm working with instruments, scientific instruments that perform a dependable task. These tasks are repeatable, and I believe that not only can we demonstrate that, but I believe in the future the world will see the merit of this type of technology, and that this technology will eventually be embraced around the world. Tonight, this is the avenue for me to promulgate this new and promising research, this new and promising technology.
I introduced your technology to two friends of mine that both are dealing with Lyme's disease, and I spoke to them both today, and they both are doing better. One of them wasn't sure because she's using several protocols, but the other is exclusively using your protocol and has been feeling these incredible infusions of energy, which are sometimes actually have been challenging for her, but she's very clear that it's a healing experience that she's undergoing. So I just want to acknowledge that. And I want to acknowledge your dedication, your remarkable dedication. You've been doing this for how long now, Tom?
It's been a 40-year journey. It's been a lifelong journey. And it's time well spent. I'm sure many of the people in the audience today, you have likewise a lifelong journey. This is my lifelong journey.
Diane from our chat room is asking, do you need a full body picture or just a headshot?
Just a headshot, and just part of your skin, because scalar energy recognizes your person.
That's remarkable. That's
yeah.
So again, there's a lot coming in the chat box. And so any photograph that a person sends is going to work.
Correct. The link that's provided, you simply email us your photograph. And it doesn't matter the age of the photograph, because scalar energy is always in the present moment. So your photograph could be 20 years old, it doesn't matter. Scalar energy, the quantum field, is always in the present moment. So I'm always working with you in the present moment.
All right. And Deborah is putting the link into the chat box here in Zoom. And I know she does it probably for the Unify audience. But again, for anybody watching on Facebook and you're wanting to get this free 30 days, come on into our Zoom room. Go to globalpeacetribe.com, register, and then you can come into the Zoom room and get the link. Another question for you is that this originated from a lot of your research and study from Nikola Tesla. Tell us about that connection.
Yeah, exactly. In many ways, I'm copying Tesla. Tesla was the first man to actually harness scalar energy. He's the first man, in my estimation, who created scalar energy instruments. And I've studied his notes, and they've been a gigantic help to me. And in many ways, I've reverse engineered, or I've at least reverse theory, if you will, many of his inventions and his theories. And he's right. This is what is called non-Hertzian energy. It doesn't have a frequency, it has a presence. And Tesla discovered that. And he was on to gigantic things in his time, but the powers that be did not really want this to flourish. So his work was stifled to some extent.
Well, I think some of us have read about that, and it is tragic, but thank you for picking it up in the wonderful way that you have.
Thank you.
And at this point, you've worked with thousands of people. Is that accurate?
That's right. And it's easy to do because we transcend time and space. People email us a photograph, and I can work with people around the world. I work with people in Africa, Asia, Europe. So it's simple when you're working in this paradigm, this the space-time continuum because your photograph transcends time and space.
We've only got time for a couple of other questions. How does this compare, and this is from our viewers, how does this compare to radionics healing?
You know, it depends on how you term radionics, but radionics was a term that coined radio and electronics, and the new word, the neologism, was radionics. So there is a merit to that type of technology. What I'm doing, though, is unique because my instruments are unique. So I simply call it scalar energy.
Okay. And when we were talking earlier, you talked about how scalar energy has many other names, actually. It's very similar to what we might call prana or om or energy. Yeah.
Identical. Yeah. So when you've heard people describe Christ consciousness or om or chi or prana, that's scalar energy. That's the 0-point energy. There's two energies. There's electromagnetic energy that you study in school, and that's well promulgated. And the other energy, scalar energy or 0-point energy, we are appreciative of that other dimension, but it's not really promulgated by academia. There's two energies. And sadly, academia has not embraced that fact that there's another form of energy, another dimension.
All right. So I'm going to go to his website right now. And again, certainly, especially for anybody watching on Facebook, if you haven't gotten the link for the free 30 days, go to scalarlight.com. I'm going to spell that SCALARLIGHT.com, scalarlight.com. And one of the other questions that came up in the chat box, actually, a few people were asking, well, what can one experience? And right here on the website, it says sound and deeper sleep, a calming effect, increased energy and vitality, improved mental clarity, decreased inflammation, improvement in skin conditions, and many, many other benefits. And there's a lot of information. There's examples of some of the photographs of people that Tom has worked with. So you can see it's just a simple, and there's 100% free trial. All you got to do is go to the website, click I want it, or for those of you that are in our Zoom room, use the link that Deborah has provided us. And the website really has a lot of information about how it works and the different steps to take. So again, register for your free trial. Tom, thank you for your generosity of supporting our show and providing a free trial to anybody who wants it. It's kind of amazing, actually.
Thank you, Scott.
All right. You know, there's so many remarkable people that help to make this show happen. And of course, you hear us talk now every week about light touch. And so as we play this next little video from Jay and Jan, I invite all of us to practice light touch. What is light touch? It's awakening the senses. It's honoring our body temple. And perhaps if you wish to, in prayer, affirmation, while doing so, Jay and Jan and myself and many of us gather every morning at 8:30 online on Zoom, and we practice light touch together. And throughout the day, we send, especially Jay is beautiful about it, sending affirmations and prayers and blessings. So that's very much what light touch is. And here's a video to give you more of a visual sense. And let's all do a little light touch. I'm going to put Jay on so you can watch Jay as we're watching his video. Here we go. Jay, demonstrate light touch for us while we watch, all right? thank you. Thank you very, very much. You know, thank yous and appreciations are a very, very big part of Light Touch. Um, and so we really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jay. And thank you, Jan. And also want to remind people again, come on into our Zoom room. Even if you're still watching, we've got some really fun stuff still ahead. This is one of those shows. We're going to do our best to be finished by 9 o'clock Pacific time. We're very committed to that, but we still have some really cool stuff happening. And then tonight is the kind of the premiere, if you will, of our new feature, the after show party, where some of you are going to get a chance to ask questions and interact with some of our favorite guests that you've seen on the show already. So along those lines, here's a video that Jay and Jan put together. All right, so stay tuned, everybody. We got some really cool stuff going on next. And it's now time for our second song from Ray Jupiter. So Ray, thank you so much for being with us. Are you enjoying the show?
Yes, very much enjoying the show. Some wonderful, inspiring bits of knowledge that are being shared. And I'm so moved with Kristen's free channeling of her song as well. It's so beautiful. So beautiful, very powerful. I'm excited about this technology, Tom. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. It is, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Ray, what do you have for us for your second song tonight?
I'm going to be sharing a song I wrote a few years ago. It's called Lucky Ones, and I want to dedicate it to everyone who is on this show and sharing their energy with us tonight. And if you are feeling in a place like you're not sure you had a dream or some kind of gift that you've just locked away for a little while, this is just to inspire you that it is really important to share that, because that is why we are here, is to share our love and our energy and our creativity. And someone out there, we all have something to share. There's no one exactly like us individually. So this is just as a reminder and as like a love note to that. Pack your suitcase full of hopes and dreams and buy a ticket to the city that promised beautiful and better things. Memorize a mission, drive to space. A singer from a small town, chasing bound to make yourself a household name. We chase the dream, give everything. Sometimes we fall. Trying, remember we really got the lucky ones. We really got the lucky ones. We really got the lucky ones, and good things are gonna come. When he was 5, we dreamed to fly big airplanes. He went to school and made the rules, got good grades, knew one day his life would change. 99 his father died on his bad day. His dream of pilot being silent as the family business called out his name. We chase the dream, give everything. Sometimes we're closer than we think. Remember, we really are the lucky ones. We really are the lucky ones. We really are the lucky ones. And good things are gonna come. We really are the lucky ones. Really are the lucky ones. Really are the lucky ones. And good things are gonna come. The battle is only in our mind. Fears are a ghost that haunts fight our lives. The battle is only in our mind. We've got the power to decide. Beating and the lucky ones, beating and the lucky ones, beating and the lucky ones. Beating on the lucky ones, beating on the lucky ones, beating on the lucky ones. The good things are gonna come. Beating on the lucky ones, beating on the lucky ones, beating on the lucky ones, and good things are gonna come.
Oh, I'm so appreciating the theme of gratitude that is, coming through in tonight's show. So a lot of that sense of, I think there's like this agreement that's very powerful and potent time, but also kind of a recognition of, hey, we're making it through this pandemic. It's springtime, it's new life. And you're right, Ray, we are the lucky ones. We really are truly blessed.
You are. Everyone has a gift to share. And as we are talking about setting that optimum timeline, like what we're desiring, more setting that intention and that claiming that good things are coming. It's like we have so much beauty that is being ushered in even during the times of just great adversity.
Yeah, thank you for singing that with such passion and such power. And again, a reminder, we can all learn more by going to rayjupiter.com. It's a great photo. Rayjupiter.com is where it's happening. And I'm going to actually go again one more time to the website for anybody who didn't catch it last time. And there's a lot going on rayjupiter.com. Her two twin sisters on either side are there. And, there's some great songs and music, so definitely check it out. And I sure hope you'll come back and be on our show again.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you. All right, it is time for the Global Peace Tribe Recommends section of the show. And to introduce some really cool stuff, here's my partner, Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. So this is a section of our show where we get to present a lot of incredible resources and programs. A lot is going online these days, so there's a lot to offer. First program I want to share with you is Portal to Ascension, which is an online program platform of new paradigm online workshops and conferences. Neil Gar is the brainchild. I think he's been doing this for about 10 years, but now he's launching a whole new platform with thousands of hours of programming of some of the top teachers and a lot of the topics very aligned with what we're talking about tonight. And you can go to his website and welcome Neil. Want to congratulate you for your incredible work and your dedication to getting out the truth, to high-level new paradigm information, multidimensional information, and inspiring a global shift in consciousness. So welcome, and tell us what you've got cooked up there on the new site.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you, Scott. Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you all. See you all. My name is Neil. I'm the founder of Portal to Ascension. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and share screen because I have something exciting to show you. And just to give a little synopsis in a few minutes I have here about Portal to Ascension. Yeah, it did start around 10 years ago, started with small meditation events that soon went into all-day conferences on topics such as ancient aliens. I did some of the first all-day ancient alien conferences with some of the speakers that are on that show and other speakers. And that kind of just kept evolving until about 6 years ago, where I cultivated and created an online webinar university. And at this point, we create about 110 events a year, which are conferences, retreats, tours, now even destinations to ancient civilizations, ancient site tours. And 80% of those events are online. So in the years that I've been creating these events, I've had the opportunity to get lots of hours of footage, about 10,000 hours of footage right now, of different presentations on every topic under the sun that I could think of. And what I'm going to show you right now is our new website that I'm launching in about a week and a half. So you're actually today, I showed it earlier at our conference this morning. So this is the second time I'm showing it to anyone. So this is the most people that have seen the new site except for me and the developers. And it's going to launch in about a week and a half. There's a few tweaks and things that need to happen on the site. So I'm going to show you what we have here. But basically, you're going to be able to come to the website, sign up with your name, email, password, and start watching immediately. And in one moment, I'm going to show you the watch page with all the footage. And there's actually over 2,000 hours of free footage once you sign up. And I have all the upcoming events already outlined on a front page. But when we launch our website in a week and a half, there's going to be about 65 to 70 fully produced conferences, retreats, summits, tours with over 300 presenters just in the next 6 months that are being launched. Everything from free events to paid events. And then we also have a past archives in which there's 10 times as much content in our past archives and of course that are coming up. So this is how the new page is laid out right now. And on the online events page, the upcoming events, we also have them categorized by different categories and topics. So if you really boil down what Portal to Ascension is, and if we were to give you 5 categories, it's so difficult because each one of these have subcategories as well. But really what we represent is true world history, discovering our ancient origins and what is the true conventional timeline, UFOs, as in the UFO nuts and bolts disclosure, extraterrestrials, as in the extraterrestrial and spiritual connection, the evolution of consciousness, right, which is what it's all about, conscious science, and then health and wellness. And as you can see, I just clicked conscious science right here, and underneath there's all these subcategories, and there's just many events. It just keeps going on. And right now we've produced every event up until October. So it's going to be fully launched on the website when you go there. And just to show you some conferences that are coming up, this is one of them. For example, we're doing a free sound and vibration conference every 3 months. We have a free conference. And this one's coming up in April. And I'm showing you first people ever to really see the event page layout and how it's going to be. And then a couple more events. We have Unveiling ET and Galactic Heritage, which is an event I'm doing with Laura Eisenhower. And I'd like to say this as well. Since I've been creating events for so long and we've had so many different features and systems working with us right now, that I'm able to white label events. So entire organizations that want to create events, but want to do it under their name and have branding with the emails, everything, I'm able to provide full service. Even when it comes to international tours, as in like authors, they want to go overseas or something like that, we're able to provide services like that as well. And then this event, which I guess is in alignment with the theme today, and Sandra Walters, who's one of the speakers today, is going to be on it, is Quantum Timeline Jumping Conference. That's going to be on Sunday, May 9th. So that's just 3 out of maybe 75 events that will be launched on the website. And then here is where everybody watches their replays. So right now, anybody that goes to the website, and I do encourage you, if you go to the website and sign up, portaltoascension.org, you can sign up on our current website and you'll get an email with a username and password. In about a week and a half, this new site here is going to be launched. All these thumbnails will be filled out properly. I'm still working on it. And there'll be 3,000 hours of footage that you can sort by category. You can add to your list. You have a staff recommendations area. You have documentaries tab. We've now just started contracts with different documentary agencies that are going to be featuring different productions on our website. And then, of course, interviews as well. And you might be wondering why there's an action video movie here. I just haven't changed out the video yet on this one because I'm still working on it. But I want to invite everybody, please do come to check out portaltoascension.org. Not only do we have many upcoming events that are like epic and like even 5-day summits that are going to happen, but just by signing up, you get 3,000 hours of footage. And each month there's around 100 hours of footage from our past archives that's released. So if you sign up to the website, you're just going to continuously have more and more information related to go through.
Thank you, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to be posting information on our newsletter for a while, just to let people who aren't on the computer right now be able to plug in and join you for your launch, which is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. And one more thing we want to share today, which is about high frequency healing. That seems to be a theme that we're doing tonight, is the Healy product. And we love to share next level new paradigm healing, and this is definitely one of them. The Healy is a new paradigm medical device that uses the power of healing frequencies and frequency medicine. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, try to understand it in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. And Albert Einstein said the future of medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. So I want to share a video now about the Healy, and then we're going to bring someone on. And the reason why we're offering it now is because there's a huge discount happening of half price on the Healy products. So very good time to get involved. And here's a little more about it.
Healy is the new revolutionary machine that supports you in all the important areas of your life. This easily wearable device helps you to improve your well-being in a holistic and sustainable way. Whether for health, wellness, fitness, beauty, or the mind, Healy is extremely versatile. Healy's unique and specific frequencies can be used at any time to help on all levels with your overall well-being. You can easily navigate fast through the list of programs. The app is simple to use, and once installed, you can quickly choose the program that you desire and then transfer it to your Healy. With the 16 program groups, you have access to over 140 programs. The program groups can help you, ranging from stress, anxiety, pain relief, fitness, beauty, and peace of mind, or simply you wish to get a great night's sleep. Healy supports you in all areas of life. Try out Healy now for a better and healthier life.
Great, and we're going to bring on Ann Rogers now, who's been working with the Healy product for over a year and has had a lot of experience with it, just to give some of her testimony about the Healy. Welcome, Ann.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so honored that we have Tom on here because obviously, you know, anything that has to do with the frequency technology is absolutely the wave of the future. And I consider over-the-counter medicine is frequencies. And the Healy was developed by a gentleman in Europe who is also a genius, and I consider Tom to be a genius if he created scalar energy, the information field type of technology. And Marcus is, he was a quantum physicist. He became a monk. His whole life was about discovering the relationship between quantum physics and consciousness, how to describe God in terms of where the intersection between physics and consciousness is. So he put together all these practitioners. They came up with this amazing device. It became licensed in California, in the United States for pain and well-being. And I can absolutely say that for the whole year that I've had it, anytime I ever had pain, I just put the Healy on and it's gone. I pulled my shoulder the other night, put the Healy on, gone. So in terms of, in Europe, this device is for all kinds of things. They have it for fibromyalgia, Lyme disease, any kind of disease in Europe. It's actually approved by their FDA, but in the US, it's only approved for pain and well-being. And then there's another component of it that uses information field technology, the highest model, and that is what it scans you in the here and now using your photograph. And I would almost imagine that Tom and Marcus Schmecke have met each other, because certainly Marcus would have studied Tom's work, because it is really the cutting edge stuff. And I think that when we realize that we can really treat ourselves with energy medicine, and this particular Healy has 144,000 frequencies in it, and you can do anything from pain, sleep, fitness, concentration, all your organs, all your meridians, Bach flower remedies. I mean, you can do so many things with the Healy. The sale is going on between now and the end of April. It's actually been extended. And if you're interested in this, we welcome you to respond to any of, I guess you're going to post it, Deborah, on the chat.
Yeah, it's posted.
Yeah, and I welcome you to call me, because you'll post my number also, because I'll help you, guide you into which Healy if you're interested in getting one. I really invite people to explore Tom's scalar wave technology, because right now this is the wave of the future, to be involved in different types of frequency medicine. It's like a home doctor. You don't really need a lot of drugs these days, because you really can tune into the right frequency and treat it and get immediate results. So we invite you. I know Deborah uses it. A lot of us use this little Healy, and it's just kind of a fun thing. So we're promoting this too, because this helps Deborah and the organization, the Global Peace Tribe. It creates more revenue for us. And we just think it's a great tool.
Thank you, Anne, so much. Thank you. And one more video we want to show with you, which is coming from the Buckminster Fuller Institute Design Science Studio, which is a decade-long design-driven accelerator that inspires artists, global creators, system thinkers, and organizations to work together. And so, Scott, you want to share that video, and then I'll share just a little bit more about this.
My name is Harlan Emil Gruber. I have been creating interactive portal installations since 2004 at Burning Man and other festivals around the world, starting with the 1111 Diamond Portal. I've gone on to build many more of these portal installations that all contain the Quasar Wave Transducer, a device I invented that creates subtle low-frequency purring vibrations in the range of human brain waves and the Earth's Schumann resonance. These sounds also signify that the geometries used in these designs are vibrational energy patterns. The intention of these portal installations is to facilitate an evolution of consciousness in the participants so that they will awaken to the fact that everything in the world is sacred and choose to live accordingly. I have been doing presentations on the portal installations that go into detail explaining the three-dimensional geometries that are utilized in their design, as well as a general understanding of how three-dimensional geometry relates to the evolution of consciousness. The original inspiration for this work comes from one of my life's biggest influences, the geodesic dome inventor and comprehensive design scientist R. Buckminster Fuller. His vision is, quote, to make the world work for 100% of humanity in the shortest possible time through spontaneous cooperation without ecological offense or the disadvantage of anyone. I'm also inspired by the Italian architect Paolo Solari's book, Arcology, City in the Image of Man, that depicts his visions of ecologically integrated three-dimensional megastructure cities. I have gone on to study how humanity can inhabit the Earth in the most beautiful and sustainable way, such as Bruno Taut's crystalline cities on mountaintops conceived in 1919, Glenn Small's massive biomorphic biosphere from the late 60s, and contemporary bioarchitect Vincent Calabet's concepts such as this bridge built using 3D printing aerial drones. I have combined all of these studies into my own design for an arcology called the 12-Spiral City that consists of spiraling ramps wide enough to contain all of the buildings, streets, and gardens that are built upwards over time. I'm now developing a technique called terraquaforming, integrating land and water into human-built environments in a regenerative and life-enhancing way. Examples of this are the ancient rice terraces of Asia and man-made lakes, but terraquaforming goes a step further by integrating everything from the scientific to the spiritual nature of reality to create a world of divine harmony and sacred beauty to benefit not only humanity, but all life and the earth itself. I invite anyone inspired by this to collaborate on its development.
Wow.
Yeah, so they are going to be sponsoring an online event March 21 through 28, which will be a historical moment for planetary regeneration and the birth of Regenera. And so I've posted the information in the chat room about the Buckminster Fuller Institute of Design Science Studio, and also the online event that's coming up, Regenera. So if that sparks your interest, check it out.
Well, thank you. That is pretty fascinating. Incredible visuals. Wow. Well, you know, we are moving more and more. The Global Peace Tribe is growing. More of you are coming in, and we're adding more and more events. And we have something really fun coming up on Thursday night, April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. Swami Steve, you've seen him on our show many times. We love Swami Beyond Ananda, and he's going to be doing a special cosmic comic event for April Fool's Day. And it'll be a combination of Swami and his other side, if you will, Steve Behrman, the man behind Swami. And Steve is actually an author who's worked with Bruce Lipton, who's been on our show and is amazing. They wrote the highly acclaimed Spontaneous Evolution, Our Positive Future, and a Way to Get from There to Here. So join us on Thursday night, April 1st. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern, same time that we run Saturday Night Live. Deborah is putting into the chat box how you can register for this, and we'd love to have you join us. I also want to invite people to join us tomorrow. You know, every Sunday, I have my Sacred Sunday show. And it's always at 10 o'clock in the morning on Sundays. And tomorrow, my special guest is Ellie Lax, who you met last week on our show. And there's a picture of Ellie with one of her amazing adopted animals. Ellie is the creator of Gentle Barn, and she has done just incredible work. They now have 3 Gentle Barns in different parts of the country where they have saved hundreds and hundreds of animals, and usually they're large animals, although I really like this picture of Ellie with the turkey. Look at that turkey. We were so touched when we met her last week. And like all of our speakers, she only had a few minutes to share. We raised money for Gentle Barn, and some people wanted to hear more from her. So I asked her if she'd be my special guest on Sacred Sunday, and she said yes. So tomorrow you get to have a whole hour with Ellie and myself, and I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to ask her questions, and we're going to see some photos and some video and learn about the remarkable work that she is doing, saving hundreds of large animals, cows and pigs and donkeys. Really, really something special. So please join us. That's tomorrow morning. Deborah is putting into the Zoom room, as always, the link. You can come directly into the Zoom room with Ellie and myself, or you can watch on Facebook. And we'll be live on Facebook on most of these channels. Love Coach Academy, the Sign Network carries us on Sundays. So, but come into the Zoom room. Then you can drop in and maybe even come on camera, or at least text some questions to us about what you might want to know with Ellie. Okay, we have 2 more wonderful pieces to our show. And to introduce the next piece, here's Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. Well, I'm really happy to introduce this incredible couple, Shakina and Sananda. They're founders of Twin Way, and they are here to bring forth wisdom and teachings from an ancient spiritual science that prepares the physical body to harness enlightenment and liberation. I've followed them for a while. Again, they're one of my teachers. Incredible how they weave the new paradigm information coming through, and also such an example of sacred masculine and divine feminine working together in such potent harmony. So I'm just so happy to have you with us tonight and share your overview of the times, these powerful times now, and the opportunity we have now for ascension and evolution. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, beloved Deborah, and thank you to this beautiful co-creationship of all the beautiful luminaries to truly create the highest timeline reality collectively for all of humanity.
Absolutely. Just being here present with everyone has been just inspirational, as well as the beautiful stream of heavenly music and the synchronistic love that is being shared here. So we are most enjoyed to be with you today.
Yes, and thanking everyone that's participating and tuning in and co-creating this beautiful tapestry. So we want to share with everyone that even though it's the equinox, it's also a harmony time on the earth grids right now. There's 4 harmony times throughout the year, and they don't necessarily land on equinoxes or solstices. And these harmony times are when all the grids, all the ley lines of Earth sink into complete harmonic points of resonance, and they create these gorgeous toroidal fields. And where we are is in our Twin Ray temple, and we're actually on a nodal point. So we want to do a transmission with each one of you to really participate in feeling the vibration here, all that's happened together, and transmit that wave out, transmit this beautiful plasmic energy out to humanity, because at this time, it's time for us to redream a new dream for all of humanity.
That's right. We have absolutely come into the age of Aquarius, and that is the age of divine love, the age that spirit is within each being, and that love is transmitted. And so we bring you into the altar of our own sacred heart, and in this beautiful temple space. And we invite you now to go deeper than you've ever been, to go higher than you've ever gone, and to really expand yourself to the trueness and fullness of who and what you are.
And the alchemical potential right now, as we've gone into the portal of Aries, Aries is that divine initiator. It initiates the new cycle of internal alchemy. And so we want to lead you through a alchemical sacred journey deep into your hearts, and to co-create a harmonic balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because that is what the equinox really symbolizes. Everyone coming into complete harmony, harmony with your heart, harmony with your mind, harmony with both aspects of your totality.
And that's exactly what this beautiful temple space is dedicated to. It is dedicated to that balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and the completion of spirit and God within, to thus transmit into the world.
Beautiful. So let's take a deep breath and just visualizing just a golden liquid of light just pouring over your crown and opening up your crown and just allowing your body to drink in this golden heavenly nectar. And as you breathe in this liquid light, allow your body to soften and relax. All tension just melts away as you breathe in its heavenly frequencies. And allow yourself to bring your awareness to the center of your sacred heart.
In this moment, we give gratitude. We give gratitude for the heart that beats within you, that connects and beats with all hearts everywhere in this world and in this universe. The sacred heart and the nobility of the soul. We thank and pay great homage to this heart, that it beats without being told how and what to do. And it beats and connects and communicates in its sacred intelligence. And so we begin now and bring you in to the center of your heart, where a spark is ignited.
And feel that spark become a flame inside your heart. And that flame has the intelligence of light, of all light. All the seen worlds can only be seen through light. And you are that light. Allow yourself to feel that light in the center of your heart, and allow that light to expand to every cell of your body. And breathe into that light.
Go back now to a time where you felt the most love, the greatest love ever that you've ever known, held in the sanctity of that perfection.
That could be in nature. That could be with a parent or a sibling. It could be with the moments you felt your heart just expanded. Allow yourself to feel that love, that gift of love, and offer that to the light. Offer that to the entire collective. Offer that to divinity itself, as you are that.
And as in this time of harmony where all the grids are harmonized, we blanket the earth through the sacred presence of the heart, connecting all hearts, and blanket the earth Take this time now to pour into this blanket of light everything you wish for this earth, the legacy to leave for the children of the light. Bring about everything right now that is deeply, deeply buried in the heart. And what is your heart's dreaming? Share this now into the space.
Offer this
Offer this
to all of humanity. Offer your unique expression of divine love that you truly are. All you are is love, but love is the totality of all that is. Allow yourself to feel the expansiveness of your fields connecting to the one golden grids, golden web, golden blankets.
This is the time. This is the perfect time to blanket this entire earth with your love. Your heart is compassionate enough for all beings on this planet. Your love can radiate into every single heart if you choose that. Choose that now. Be that noble hero that we spoke about so early on with beloved Neil. Remember that you already are that. Breathe in now.
And know that you are enough. You are enough. And that enoughness is totality. We are speaking about a love that you can take nothing from or add nothing to, a love that already is complete in its entirety. So you can feel the expansiveness of this light, of this love. And the power of this love is you.
See now a golden gate before you, and choose to walk through that golden gate where that perfected timeline reality awaits you. Release all this behind you and walk now to your greatest divine expression into this world. It begins deep within. The golden age must first happen within before it can ever be expressed anywhere else. Choose that golden light within you. Walk now through that golden gate and feel the freedom of that space.
The freedom of that love. The freedom of your true nature. As all that does not serve you fades away.
Dissolves
into the brilliance of your true luminosity. As we collectively hold each other's hands and we spread our wings of divinity, we walk through these gates into the new era of great peace, to the new timeline, the highest love made manifest.
We call in the celestial fires to burn, 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 and blaze, blaze, blaze all that is not in service, all that is old, all that is from the old paradigm. And we release it all now and allow that fire to ignite divinity within all hearts. The sacred compassion, the human kind, return to that human kindness. For that is your truest nature. It is time now to forgive. It is time now to forgive anything and anyone that has ever perceivably caused you harm, that has ever perceivably made you feel in any way less than your divine nature. Can you do that now? Hear the resounding yes. Releasing, clearing, and realigning from the bottom of the spine all the way to the top of the crown.
Allow your body to adjust and shake and move all that needs to be forgiven and released in this now moment.
The
As you say
highest
yes
to the highest reality turn.
to the highest love made manifest. That is the highest timeline. Your highest expression of love in every day, in every way, making the mundane magical through the heart of love. That is the highest timeline for you and for all. Let all go that does not serve love. And rise.
Rise, beloved ones, rise now to your greatness. Rise now to deific love within you. Rise now to the devotional presence of God's love. Never forget that.
The purity of true love is eternity. And you are that. That love. That quintessential, pure expression that's beyond body, beyond mind, beyond all seen and unseen. That creative spark that leads you to all that you truly are. The blazing glory of divinity, that is love.
That is you.
And that is you. The true you. Be that, and you will see all. Experience heaven on earth.
Open now, ever wider, ever greater than you've ever opened before, and allow this transmission to activate your heart and receive, receive, receive now.
Open to the golden lotus that is your crown and drink from the nectar of this light of all the transmissional messages that have been shared. All of the transmission that has been received, drink it through your crown, through your spine, and fill the chalice of your heart. And symbolically place one hand on your heart and raise that chalice up. Raise it up the heavens. And offer the essence of this light that is you, all beings, to remember their own divinity, to remember their own soul nature, to remember the purity of God's Spirit, so they too can drink from the nectar of true love. Hallelujah, the highest.
Hosanna,
Hosanna, Hosanna.
Hosanna, Hosanna, in the highest.
Thank you both so very much for this incredible transmission. And I'm so excited that you're going to stay on and connect. We're going to learn more about what it means for you as twin rays, and want everyone to know that you can go to their beautiful website. It's gorgeous like they are, twinray.com. Come walk with us, showing humanity how to awaken divinity within. And I want to encourage everybody, I'm going to do it right now. Just sign up, put in your name and your email address, and they're going to send you some really beautiful things all about soul intelligence, learning how to fulfill and live your soul's purpose, like I just signed up. So definitely you want to go there. And they also have a Twin Ray app. So I'm wondering if when we come together in just a few moments, if you can tell us about the Twin Way, that I sound like Elmer Fudd saying it, the Twin Way WAP, the Twin Ray app. I want all of you to try saying that 5 times real fast without sounding like Elmer Fudd. Anyway, we're going to have you come on in just a few minutes after we hear from Cornflower, all right? And we're going to learn more about you and the Twin Ray app. Okay. God bless you both so very much. Deborah, you want to close us out as far as the main show? We'll be back with our after show and with Shakina and Shananda. But you want to come on and introduce Cornflower?
Thank you, Scott. And I just want to share so much love and appreciation for, again, another amazing show. Presenters were awesome. Everyone was beautiful, such a high vibe and so much love, because that's really what this show is about, is really sending out the frequency of love and receiving it and upping that. So thank you so much, everyone. And we are going to go out on another high vibe with Cornflower. We have them coming in for last song and taking us away into the evening. Thank you so much, Cornflower, for hanging in there in this beautiful evening, and take it away.
Thank you so much, Deborah, and what a beautiful evening. Thank you all for being here on the Equinox. I am inspired by these two beloveds, the Twin Ray, that just shared, and going to improvise and channel a song for us based on what they just dropped. So let's see where this goes. Everybody take a few deep breaths and let's drop in together. All right.
Your everlasting love. everlasting love, your love, your everlasting love, 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 everlasting love.
I'm going to go to gallery view so you can just see all the people. Let's just give a big twinkling to Cornflower. That was amazing. As Kristen wrote, what a beautiful way to conclude this official part of the evening. There's still our after show, but Cornflower was amazing, just amazing.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
And again, somebody was asking, how do I get more cornflower? You get more cornflower by going to cornflowermusic.com, cornflowermusic.com. And he's got a lot going on there, including updates and new releases. He's got his Global Peace Tribe release. Look at that. So he's got some really, really wonderful things happening. Wow.
That's a good one there. And you can access all of my music. I have like over 60 releases that are available only to what I call the Flower Seeds VIP. It's a music subscription service monthly for $3.33, and you get everything there as a download or streaming from the Bandcamp app. So if you want to check that out, that's on my website under music.
All right.
So, thank you.
Let's all do that. I mean, come on, we can all afford $3 a month to support Cornflower. I'm going to do that as soon as the show's over tonight. Cornflower, thank you so much.
Love you guys so much.
And, I'm going to put the spotlight just on some of the wonderful people that are with us. So many amazing people that have made this show happen. We're going to have our very first after show, and we're going to do it with these two beautiful, the Twin Ray. So thank you. So stick around. We're going to see them. People ask me, who's that wonderful guy who's always on the show? And he's like smiling and laughing and dancing away. This is Jerry Anderson, and we love Jerry. And Jerry travels back and forth between the East Coast and Puerto Rico. He is the wild abbot of the Mystic Monastery, and one of our new sponsors and supporters, and definitely family. You're going to be hearing a lot about Sherry in our upcoming shows. And I want to put this spotlight on somebody else who's a new member of our team. This is Deb Johnson. And Deb is new and doing all sorts of great and wonderful things for us. So we're really grateful for you, Deb. Thank you so much. And look at the people that are stuck around. I want to remind you, Kristen Hoffman lives back east. It's after midnight, but she hasn't turned into a pumpkin. So that's good to know.
Love you guys so much. It was just such a beautiful, engaging show, and I just had to stay up late. And Cornflower, that was epic, totally epic finale. Oh my gosh, it felt so good to just move and dance and feel that energy flow at this time of night. I love you, brother. I feel like Gary Zukav and dear Linda told me years ago that we were supposed to work together, and I know it's supposed to happen.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Your offering earlier was just tremendous, absolute magic. So the feeling is mutual, and look forward to collaborating with you.
Thank you. So inspired.
And that's one of the great things about the Global Peace Tribe, right? Is we're all meeting each other, we're getting to know each other. And imagine Cornflower and Kristen Hoffman meeting each other and co-creating something together. Wow. So just want to thank everybody. I want to also acknowledge Guinevere. She's also back east. And she is our beautiful Persephone. She created the amazing promotional video for us last week. And can you imagine how much it takes to get that makeup and to make that beautiful headdress? And we are grateful that your dog has been patient.
Yeah, barely.
He's probably pretty eager.
He got so excited about the music that he went and he grabbed his toy. And so I've been basically dancing and playing with him this whole time. You can hear him probably crying. He's being so sweet, very patient.
We love our animal friends. Thank you. Thank you, Guinevere. What's your dog's name?
It's Thor, the mighty Thor.
Of course. I should have known that. Well, thank you, Guinevere.
The best guard dog ever.
So one more time, thank you to everyone. And Sandra Walter, she's also been with us she was one of the very first speakers. And Sandra, you're still with us. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's such a pleasure and such an honor. I've just been thrilled by everyone's skills and contributions and creations. It's just a beautiful space. Thank you for creating this. Thank you.
Oh, our pleasure. Well, I want to thank once again our wonderful, wonderful sponsor tonight, Tom Palladino. And again, make sure you register to get the free 30-day experience of his scalar light technology. Tom, thank you so much for being our sponsor tonight and your
I
generosity.
enjoyed myself. Thank you, everybody. What a great evening. Thank you.
All right. And then, of course, we've got to one more time take a look at Jan Kaplan and Jay Mayer, our beloveds who create Light Touch and so many of the videos. They are going to be the people bringing us next week's show. There they are together, the Indigenous women. And I'm excited. I'm going to be the only man on the panel next week. Well, I guess Jay will be there to help support the masculine side. So thank you, you guys. Love you so much. All right, this is the official kind of end of this part of the show, the main part of the show, but we are starting something new tonight, which is we're calling it the Saturday Night Alive After Show. The idea is we want to really try and bring the main show down so it only runs 2.5 hours. Although tonight we're almost at 3.5 hours. We're trying to make it shorter. But anyway, I haven't even seen this video yet. It's a video that Jay and Jan just finished today because I was racing to get to this hotel room I haven't even seen it yet. But this is the introduction to our after show. So let's take a look. All right. Well, welcome everybody to our very first Saturday Night Alive after show. And I probably will hear from some of the people that are still with us, but I'm going to put the spotlight on the twin Rays who took us in this just incredible journey earlier tonight. And first of all, I just want to acknowledge obviously how beautiful you are. And then the temple behind you is just incredible. Tell us, earlier, to be honest, they corrected me during our pre-show because I had made the mistake of saying twin flame. And most of us have heard the expression twin flame. So at that moment, I realized, well, during the after show, I want to ask you, tell us what twin ray means to you two. What is that? What is the inspiration and the experience of that for the two of you?
Thank you, beloved gods. How we express the twin ray is from sort of two levels, twofold. One from a non-personal, non-dualistic sense of spirituality. When you think of two rays of light, they're not two rays of light. They just become one ray of light, one expression of light. And so twin ray is a complete harmonic expression of the masculine and the feminine as that one expression.
Let's take a flame for a moment, right? Flames dance in and with each other, right? But they still are in that dance, right? Rays are pillars. They do not move. It is an unmovable, unshakable presence in our lives and in our service. And so twin flames come together in their last lifetime in order to ascend together. Twin rays are already ascended and return to be those pillars.
So it's just an expression of love, really. That's all it really truly is. For us, we always bring it back to that quintessential nature that is love. And there's many different prophecies of this time that we're in right now. Like we spoke of earlier, we're in a harmony time, and there's what's known as these cosmic dragon lines that are coming from Laniakea, which is the supercluster of our local universe. There's these beautiful and massive torrents of plasmic discharge that are coming into the Earth. And times right now, the whole Earth grid system comes into harmony. And these pillars of light, or these pillars of what's called subaudible, standing sound waves, they create ley lines, and they always travel in pairs. They're always in pairs. And so there's different traditions from the Hopi traditions that speak of the twins. There's different traditions in the Andean, the Quechuan traditions of the Malku, of the ones that come together in pairs to bring harmony, bring a change, bring a cycle. There's times of Ragnarok in the Norse tradition. There's times of the Samvadika fire in the Vedas. And there's times in the Bible of prophecies of the fire of the heavenly fires, or the fires of baptism. But these fires, or these lines of energy, is a different energy that's coming into our planets. So there's a scientific understanding of this. There's a mythological understanding of this. There's a prophetic understanding of this. And there's also an internal calibration that takes place inside one's own inner journey of balancing the masculine and feminine, or what we call the Christos Sophia, the divine harmony. So Twin Ray is like an umbrella to all of that expression as a community to support and steward this new age, this Aquarian golden age. So there's a personal, there's an impersonal, there's a collective, there's a galactic, there's all these many expressions of that one representation of how we understand and articulate Twin Ray.
Beautiful. So, of course, people are asking, what's your personal story? When did you two meet? How long have you been together? To what degree is it romantic? To what degree is it spiritual mission? How many multidimensional lives are you connected to?
It's so funny, Scott. We really don't talk about ourselves at all. So then we get introduced, and it's like we ask these questions all the time. But for us, we've been married for 3 years, and we knew we were married when we met. We met in Egypt, actually. We met in the sacred Giza Plateau. We arrived at the exact same time. And I was actually holding an event, a tour for the sacred sites of Egypt. And Shekinah came, and we co-facilitated that together. And so it happened very instantly. There was a moment that we both remember where all the veils dropped. We knew all of our incarnations together. We also remembered our vows that we took through other incarnations, and we brought those vows back into this life, and we exchanged them, and we instantly picked up where we left off.
We've been in service together for many, many lifetimes. And what's really interesting is the day that we united was the first day that the new lines came onto the planet. It was exactly that day. It was exactly at that time.
Yeah, in the December in 2017. And we had no idea about any of these cosmic dragon lines. We had no idea about these understanding. It was much, much later until we spoke with we call them the geo team. We have a team of geobiologists, and we work with in a divine dowsers, basically, where we have been gridding out the different energy sources and the different earth grids. And we've been walking the grids for 15 years, 20, a long time. We've been going to sacred sites, and we've been doing a lot of work on the grids. And so that was what Egypt was about. And then on that day was a very day where these twin energies came into the planet, and the rest has been history and just a beautiful love story. And now we're in beautiful service to our community and to the world, and we're just here as an expression of love. That's all we are.
That's all we are. And what's so wonderful about this is that this is the reflection of every single beloved that is here and present. We are just light reflecting light. Whatever you see in us is just really that light within you. All we do is beacon that forth and reflect it right back into the Sacred Heart. And our union was just the inevitable that we knew would happen when we made these contracts so long ago.
Yeah, to find each other again.
To find each other again.
And I have to say, you're living a dream and a beautiful fantasy in real life that many have and don't get to experience. So many do dream of that one deep, true love, and for it to be magical. I mean, come on, you guys did it at the Max, meeting on the Egyptian Giza plain when you're both still young, and so and
we're not as young as you may think we are.
We're really not.
Okay, 30, right? You're in your 30s?
Add a decade.
Really, Rob? See what good love does? Good love brings youthfulness, definitely.
Well, this is why we talk about genetic liberation. For those of you who don't know us, we love you. and what we talk about is genetic liberation, because that is the alchemy that brings about the golden age. That is what brings about love, joy, peace, ease, and grace, and life fluidity, is that inner alchemical process.
But also at a biological mutation process where you can literally mutate your genetic expression and control your genetic expression at a whole new level. So this is sort of the alchemical science that we have been teaching and that we share. It's about changing your bodily instruments through conscious co-creation, and that's the ascension alchemy, basically, where you start secreting new hormones, you start secreting new substances that bring about youth, that bring about vitality, that bring about healing.
New glands.
And you are the most powerful technology possible. This human vehicle is the most divine expression of technology at the highest caliber. You are the universe embodied. And so all of that is available for each one. It's just many have forgotten that science, and we're here to just be an example of it and share it.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I want to ask you to share with us a little bit more about a few other things. Tell us about your solstice retreat taking place June 19th to the 25th. Now that's going to be at your sanctuary, and your sanctuary again is located
in Ashland.
In Ashland, Oregon.
Yes.
You know, Neil Donald Walsh, who was with us earlier, he's from Ashland. A couple of weeks ago, we had Gene Houston from Ashland, and I have a lot of friends in Ashland. So,
It would be wonderful to make more connections here.
Yeah, definitely we'll do that. And then tell us about your 7-day online retreat. Tell us about that.
So the retreat, the physical retreat, that our retreats, we're so blessed. Our retreats fill up quite instantly. So that one is full at this moment. However, there will be another one at the end of the year. But what we teach sacramental alchemy, and we teach through a very sacred container, and we teach people how to enter transcendental states of consciousness so they can have a direct experience of God. So it's not a mediumship of having a feeling or having a thought, but having a direct revelation of God from a very intimate space within. And so we hold sacred ceremony in a space where we teach people and we create a container for people to have that direct revelation.
In 10-day immersions.
And they're 10-day immersions. We also take people to sacred spaces and sacred sites and get them to feel the energy of the grids and nodes, and we get them to directly experience
dimensional doorways, gateways, portals.
So you can start blending and start playing with this fabric of life. You spoke of the word fantasy. Well, life is truly a dream. And once you realize that, you can actually start redreaming your reality in profound ways and experience them in profound ways. So for us, we just have fun and we take people back to the innocence of their child, back to the purity of love, back to the true self that just becomes stripped of anything that isn't the true expression of their holy hearts. And we give an opportunity for people to experience divinity, their own divinity, not from a personal perspective, but an impersonal perspective that transcends the limited mind or the limited identity. So it sounds quite mystical, but that's in a nutshell
And it is.
what it is. And it is. It's making, we teach magic to show you that magic is real. And we give people a direct experience of that magic. And then the 7-day online retreat, Awakening Human Divinity,
is a miracle maker.
Is the same thing.
It's
We've
really
had
special.
people that have been on the path of 30, 40, 50 years, and they do this online retreat, and they feel as if everything that they've learned on their spiritual path, and we've had people that have just entered their spiritual journey,
Yes,
but they all
exactly.
say the same thing. It's as if they've been given the entire map of their road home to total, complete liberation and awaken that divinity. So we go through the macro and the micro. We teach you how your body, literally at every single level, is a measurement of the universe. You are a measurement of the universe. And so we teach people how to awaken that. There's a series of a whole new energetic structure that the human endocrinology is changing. The nervous system is adapting. There's new secretions, there's new hormones, there's new organs that are literally being alchemized in the human vehicle. And so we're teaching people how to make that first initial step to become a homo divinus or a homo luminous, a divine human being in physical form. So that's what that is all about.
It's the truth is that what's happening right now on levels that are for some tangible and for others completely intangible is the return of the universalist ability to connect with all other dimensions, realities simultaneously within this instrument, within this holy temple, and return to your cosmogenetics or your cosmonetics that really allows all your gifts to come online.
We love to play with words. So we just make words up to sound a lot better.
I mean, clearly the two of you are leading very magical lives, and I really appreciate your the beautiful balance of childlike wonder and enthusiasm, grounded with a lot of what you've learned on the esoteric level that you're really taking into, and making it physically understandable for people. And that's alchemy in itself, being able to take magical thinking and esoteric understanding and to alchemize it into clear communication that people can absorb. That's a great gift, and I really want to acknowledge both of you for that.
Thank you so much, beloved. The truth is that what we're teaching is ancient, and it is rooted deeply in ancient traditions. And yes, we can play with it, absolutely. But when it comes down to it, it's extremely grounded, it's extremely real, and it's extremely tangible to the point where there is instant shifts and changes that are presented that can connect and correlate with these ancient traditions and secret and ancient lost sciences.
And our modus operandus is Vedantic, is really Vedantic. That's our actual, our spiritual origins in a non-dualistic form. Like, yes, we speak of esoteric, yes, we speak about the mystery and the magic, but when it comes down to what we teach at the deeper level is
the dissolution of it all.
Just to be what you are as pure consciousness. And what we believe pure consciousness to be is pure love, pure spirits, and that pure expression of what you already are. There's nothing that you can add to. Now, the body is just an instrument to play with. It's just technology to play with. Your energy field is just a tool. The mind is a powerful tool. What you are beyond that is pure spirits. But if you have a body, if you have an energy field, why not play with it? Why not bring it into the highest expression of your potential in this lifetime? So that's our offering from many sort of traditions that we bring through one modern expression.
That we are holders for. And another thing that's important to share is that there are rings to our teachings, right? We have a global community. And so we have very, very close inner circle, closed door disciple sort of teachings. And then we have bridges, because really what people want is they want their gifts. They want the magic. They want the kind of experience that you're speaking into, beloved Scott. But that's not the root of our teachings. And that is in no way, shape, or form the core of what we hold.
Well, I really want to encourage everybody to discover your teachings in the different levels. And again, you do that by going to twinray.com. And they do have a lot going on. Definitely sign up. They have an app. Tell me about the app that people can download. What's that include?
We have two apps, beloved Scott. We have an app for basically an educational platform that has just academy. There's many free offerings. There's many different courses and masterclasses and wisdom sharings that anyone can download and receive. And then we have another app that we actually created called the Twin Ray Sanctum, which is basically a social media platform that creates sovereignty for people. That
It's our online temple.
we're moving away from other social networks, and we have an online social media that's supportive to just people's spiritual expression. That's just basically a temple for community, and that can share that common unity and come together and be an expression of love to one another and support to one another. So we have two different apps, and the one that you're sharing is basically where all the free teachings and different learnings are. And yeah.
Well, thank you both so much. What a wonderful introduction to our after show. And I'd love to talk to you about maybe we're creating a global peace tribe retreat. So maybe we can collaborate on something in a very special place. Go down to Cusco and Machu Picchu, or back to Egypt, or somewhere special with you. That would be fun.
Beautiful.
We would love that.
And we just want to honor your beautiful team as well. Everyone that's on the panel, everyone that's been here. It's been a great joy to be with you all and share sacred presence with you. And yeah, it's been a joy. So thank you, beloved.
So much. And beloved Scott, since you asked earlier, we only really touched the very, very surface. We're actually writing a book about the entirety of our journey, because neither one of us are the same soul who came in originally into this vessel. I had a death initiation, a full death of the body in order for me to enter. And so that's probably a whole other topic of conversation.
Well, you know what? I would love to have you. I have my Sacred Sunday show that I do, and I'd love to have you on where we could really drop in for an hour or even an hour and a half. Could we schedule that sometime?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually past our bedtime, beloved Scott. We're very early to bed and early to rise. So
we wake up well before the sun does, and we go to sleep.
Well, so my Sacred Sunday show is at 10 o'clock in the morning. That'll be a little bit, but that way we can go really deep for a bit. And I'll text you and we'll schedule the time. I would like that very much.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you both. As they were speaking a little while ago, when they were talking about their lives and the magic and the deeper level of it, I was reminded of that wonderful children's lullaby, and I'm imagining that you two will relate to it. We all remember it. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And that is such a remarkable nursery rhyme, because it basically is letting children know what reality is. It's the answer to the question of what is life. It is a dream world, and we get to dream our dream awake. But let's do it merrily. And of course, row, row, row your boat is the body. It's the body temple. It's the life that we're leading. So I just want to acknowledge again the two of you that are rowing your boats most beautifully and clearly, merrily down the stream of your life. And seeing the people that are still with us, Chan and Annie and Jay and Jerry and Deb, you all are rowing your boats so beautifully. And honored that we're all kind of going downstream together in our different vessels. And all of you out in Global Peace Tribe land, thank you so much for being with us. We still have 260 people in the Zoom room, thousands more probably on all the different Facebook pages. So thank you, everybody. Please do join me tomorrow morning for the Sacred Sunday show. It's going to be beautiful with Ellie in Gentle Barn. She's remarkable. She's an animal communicator, so we're going to learn more about that. And we'll schedule the beautiful twin rays to be on Sacred Sunday soon. And see you next Saturday night for the Indigenous Elder Show that Jay and Jan are putting together with all these remarkable Indigenous women. So thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful Sunday tomorrow. Hope to see you. And I know we'll see you all again soon.